Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the CRL Season 6 Round 12 here in Tier 2. And we are here for the Imola Grand Prix, or the San Marino GP, or that really long name that it has that I'm not even going to try and pronounce that's been going around on Twitter over the last few days. But anyway, I'm your host tonight, CRL Mar or Matt Rowney or Matt or whatever name you want to call me. Hedge, have you got a name you want to call me, or am I best not asking that question?
It's PG in it, mate, so I'll be careful.
Right,
I'll be
okay,
careful with what I
okay.
say.
Yeah, you just call me Matt then. But I'm
Yeah,
joined
I'll do
by
that.
the man himself, the hedgiest of hogs, Hedgehog.
Evening.
How you doing, mate?
How are you? I don't know, mate. I'm very, very well. It's nice to be back with you on commentary and comedy. I
Oh,
mean, obviously we've been commentating together in another league this season. Won't mention the name. I think most people know what that league is. Um, but it's nice to be together in Cone again, like last season. And yeah, I know that me and you've raced this track a couple of times together in Cone.
yeah.
Some races have been better than others. I got a podium here last season. You got a podium here on Monday. Got to mention it. You're going to get it in there. You get 1 point,
I
weren't you? So I
wasn't
thought I'll
gonna,
get it in there now.
I wasn't gonna mention it,
Um,
but you went and said it, so yeah,
so
yeah, I
you know,
did,
we've
yeah.
both been successful here on this track. I was very close to a podium on Monday, my first ever good race on the wheel, but someone put it into a wall. So we won't talk about that. We'll move on. But it's not. Joking aside, it's nice to be back commentating with you, Matt. You know, it's always an honour.
Oh, and it's good to have you here as well, Hedge. Obviously, yeah,
Cheers, mate.
partner
Cheers.
in crime. Couldn't do it without you. But yeah, tier two. So enlighten me, Hedge. I've fallen behind a little bit with tier two. So yeah, what are we looking out for tonight?
Um,
I know Cal Cohen got a big win and a fastest lap last week, so
yeah.
we can run through all the order and everything. But yeah, tier two.
I think
How's it going?
Tier 2 for me this season has been incredible. And I know that I'm going to say that, obviously, I'm not going to say it's been rubbish because it hasn't, but like, it's been for me two big names. Obviously, Cal Cohen is the obvious one. You know, Alpha Tower, he's been very consistent from the first race in Australia up to tonight. Missed a couple of races well along the way and still leads the championship, which shows just how good he's been. But his big rival for me, and sort of somebody that came out of nowhere at the start of the season was Nelu Safu. I don't think I'll have to go back and check, but I think for the first two or three races, he wasn't really anywhere to be seen. No one really sort of knew much about him. He didn't really do very much, but then all of a sudden, he clicked into gear and he's been ridiculously quick. And there's been moments from the likes of DC and Strauss and Hobbsy amongst others as well, but they're the two really that I'm keeping an eye on. And I'm not ruling out the likes of DC or Hobbsy or Strauss by any means. Things can happen. There's still a long way to go. Plenty of points up for grabs, but looking at it and looking at what I've seen this season, week in, week out, they're the two to keep an eye out on that. And I think it could go either way between them. So I don't see anybody else winning the championship, and I've said that before, and I've been wrong. But I just look at these two every week, and as good as DC's been, for example, he's not always there. I don't mean that disrespectful by any means, but like these two are literally week in, week out in the mix. But I probably jinx that now, and they're probably both DNF tonight. Now I've said that. But yeah, they're the two I'd say they're the big favourites. There's a couple of underdogs, don't get me wrong, but I think they're the two big favourites.
Yeah, the last couple of results I have looked back at, and Nelisafu does seem to be consistently there on the podium. But last race, I
Yeah,
believe he wasn't, and Cal Cohen went and completely took advantage of that, got the win, got the fastest lap as well, and has opened up a bit of a gap. I mean, I'll get the championship up as well, so we can have a little look at the drivers. But yeah, Cal Cohen has a 13-point lead at this stage in the season. And what are we after tonight? Are we three races left? So 4 races including
um,
tonight, I believe.
we got tonight and then 3 more. So yeah, 4 including tonight.
Yeah, so Imola, Baku, Belgium, and Bahrain.
Mm,
So yeah, 13-point lead. Obviously, yourself, Hedge. You won the TFO Championship yourself last season.
yeah,
13-point lead at the top with 4 races left. How comfortable are you feeling at this
it's
stage if
nothing.
you're Cal Cohen?
That can go in one race, can't it? That's nothing. I think I had about that going into the last race of the season. It was around about 13 points, give or take a couple, but it was around about that in the Brazilian Grand Prix last race of last season, and I obviously was
Bag of
brought on in
nerves.
AFL in that race. Oh mate, I was a wreck, as you know. But obviously it was me via AFL on that occasion. Actually, remember rightly, AFL beat me by quite a good distance on that night, but it just wasn't enough for him in the end. But one DNF can literally make or break at this stage. And I know that even back in round one in Australia, the points aren't up and they still count. But towards the end of the season now, you can't afford a slip-up, but I'm going to go back to when me and you first started commentating together in Tier 3 last season. It was a similar scenario at the top with the likes of Strauss, who's in this tier now, and Cole Paradox, and Bowie was in the mix as well. And me and you said to each other, who's your favourite? And I think at the time we probably picked Strauss. And in the end, he had a couple of, if you remember, a couple of squirmy results at the end of the season. I remember the one in Singapore when he, not that he'd like us to remind him of this.
I don't think he would.
But that's all it takes, isn't it? One, and especially like a track like Imola. I mean, I know full well from Monday, it's very, very easy to, be so consistent for 20, 25 laps, and then one little lapse of concentration can cost you. But I think we should mention Strauss, Matt, because we commentated on him in Tier 3 last season. He's come up to Tier 2, and he's having a very good season. A very, very good season in his first season in Tier 2.
Yeah,
Do I see rain on track, Matt? Sorry, very quickly.
Oh.
I think I do. I'm hovering over Deluxe in the pits, and I swear I saw rain. Am I seeing things?
I'm on board with Strauss.
Got hovering over the pits.
You are right, Hedge. You are right. It is starting to rain, so get your laps in now, boys, quickly.
Well, Cal's decided in the pits. Is that on track? In the pits, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it's in the
pits.
pits.
In the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got to get them laps in now. And one of the guys who's not got a lap in yet is Cal Cohen. He is out on track at the moment, so I believe the conditions will still be absolutely perfectly fine for him to get a lap down, as long as he doesn't invalidate or something. That could be a disaster. But it is raining.
It is.
So I don't know if any of the drivers can enlighten us on what the weather will be like for the rest. Obviously, it was the rain that saved me on Monday and got me a podium, literally from last to second, just because of the rain. So I'm best friends with the rain nowadays. I used to hate the rain.
I didn't even get to the rain, unfortunately, on Monday. I did 24 laps, and but we move on. I don't want to depress myself anymore.
Yeah, mate, you had great pace.
Thank you,
well,
mate.
Technically, your second race in the CRL on the wheel, but
just so everyone knew as well, I did overtake Matt on Monday on the wheel, just putting it out there. Oh, and there's a DNF on track, Matt, which is one of the reserves. We're calling him Rough. I'm going to call him Rough.
Well,
Rough the next day. What a name that is. Loves a night out by the looks of it, doesn't he? He's in a wall there. Has he been drinking before the race? He's rough now.
He's had a rough one now, yeah.
Man, the next day, he's rough now. Been out after qualify him last night, but that's obviously now. So, practice last night and then on the drink. He's in the wall, Matt, and well, never mind rough the next day. He's clearly rough now as he puts. Is it the Alpine? Is it an Alpine Williams? It's always dead hard. It's Williams, isn't it? It's always hard to distinguish that with the colours.
Yeah, he might. Well, I was going to say he might be alright. Someone has just gone quicker. But it is starting to rain. DC's retired in the pits. I think a lot of the guys will be confident that it's not going to get any quicker. But MFC Trunders
on the brink here, He's on the brink.
He is. I think he will be safely through. I mean, his lap probably wasn't the greatest from his standards. And MFC Trunders, who's a friend of mine, actually, someone I know, also Borough supporter, quite local.
I had to get it in there, Borough.
To get it in.
Had to mention them.
Hence the MFC. It's in his name. But he's in the pits, so he's done. He's not going to get out in time. So you can assume he's out. And Captain Nick's had a spin as well.
Oh, has he? Oh, dear. He's just so you know, Captain Nick's a bit of a meme in this tier. You won't mind me saying that. He's in a war. You won't mind me saying that Captain Nick is the most unluckiest driver in the tier, and we're all rooting for him to get a win. It'd be like Greg's Game Centre winning in tier 4. It'd be amazing. It will happen one day. Maybe tonight from last on the grid. It's happened before, Matt, in a commentary we've done recently. Someone going from 20th to 1st. So, maybe it could happen again. But Deluxe in the Mercedes, just watched him cross line. I don't think he's going to have enough to go through. It's very cruel how the rain's come. Again, if the drivers weren't aware of the rain, I'm not too sure. But it's going to have hindered a few of their progress. There's quite a few reserves on track tonight, Matt, I'm noticing as well. And one of them, I believe, is the man currently sat at the top in the Red Bull. Now, I don't know what's going on at Red Bull. I know DC's a head admin at Colne, but whenever Red Bull get a reserve in the seat, they're normally quite good. So I think we need to look into this.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel it's a bit sort of... I remember a reserve going in the Red Bull earlier on in the season in USA. I think it was Big Balls and he won the race. So it's not the first time a Red Bull's gone into a reserve seat. I don't know, I just think there's DC maybe slipping the other admins a backhander there, Matt. I think we need to look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, I mean, the Red Bull and Big Balls has stepped in and pretty much won every race for every team, hasn't he? And then he's buggered off again, hasn't he? So is he a reserve?
He's full time in the Alpha Tauri, so I believe that Mr. Pickle What a name, Matt. He's got some great names
some
tonight.
great names, isn't there? Mr. Pickle.
Mr. Pickle is in the mix. But I
Bossman
can't see
Pickle.
these. I mean, there's 7 minutes to go here, Matt, and I can't see much changing. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're gonna. I mean, Danny's tried the intermediates. That's an interesting one. He's already probably through Danny as well. Don't even need to try it. But yeah, I think the majority are going to retire. Could have an early end to Q1 here, Matt. Early bath.
Possibly. I mean, they could go out on inters. I mean, that might give us a indication that maybe we're going to get rain in the race. I mean, if they're going to get some track time on inters, have a feel of what the inters are going to be like, maybe we are going to get a little bit of rain in the race. I mean, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Oh, I love a bit of rain. Me and you don't get enough rain when we come, do we?
Much as I hate to say it, we don't know. It's about time we got some. But I mean, whenever we race together, we always get rain. I don't know what goes on. But I've got some education planned, Matt. You know the drill.
Oh.
It wouldn't be a commentary without it, would it? Really?
Oh, of course not.
But you know, we'll give it a moment. I think we've pretty much done qualifying. No, there's nobody on track. It's a very quiet circuit.
Dry race, mate. I'm sorry to report. Dry race. But I think quali's only going to get wetter, so that's something, isn't it? That can, mix the grid up a little bit,
Oh, aye. I mean, look at Cal Cohen. He was lucky there. Lucky boy in the end. He squirmed through by less than a tenth. So it's fine margins. That I tell you something like that spectator view above the pit wall is absolutely shambolic. There's not one umbrella for a start. They're all getting wet. Just sat there taking it. And the Italians are hardcore, clearly, aren't they? Just sat there taking it. Not like us in Britain without umbrellas up.
Ah, well, it's raining, but it'll still be 20+ degrees, won't it? So I mean,
why's the a Finland flag above the pit wall as well? That's an interesting one. Maybe Bottas is up there watching it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Raikkonen's retired on it, so he might be kicking back and watching. Who knows?
Maybe.
But that's pretty much Q1 done, isn't it? I mean, there isn't going to be. The rain's not stopping, and there's not going to be any changes here. So these lads in the pits may as well retire and save us a job. Whether they will or not, I don't know. But it saved us 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marty. To be fair, I'll shout out to him. He actually tried to put a lap down under on the softs when it was quite bad, and he got very close. To be fair, only 2/10, less than 2/10 off of 16th. Well, actually, only less than 2/10 from getting through potentially. So it was a cracking effort from him. But it does look like the bottom 5 are the bottom 5. Going to jump into the chat. Mrs. Matt's in the chat. She's always there. Mrs. Matt in support.
Present, isn't she?
Favourite time of the day, education time.
It'll hit you, mate. Don't you worry about that.
And she says, "Hate my favourite comms duo." I'm going to put a little shout out to Mrs. Matt. It is her birthday tomorrow. She's turning 53.
Oh.
So
Happy birthday, mate. You're in trouble.
No, you're in trouble. It's 27, but it's almost.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Matt.
Dragon on speed. hashtag Forza
birthday yet, is it?
Tomorrow.
Birthday yet,
tomorrow,
so.
But yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. Bailiff, my arch nemesis, is in the comments. Evening, Bailiff, mate. How are you doing?
Gritting his teeth there. Evening, Bailiff. How are you doing? Speaking of birthdays, Matt, happy birthday to Cole Racing League as well.
Oh my word! How did we not? Yeah, of course I saw that.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. I think it's 2 years. I might have that wrong. I don't know.
2 years.
Pretty sure it's 2 years. So happy birthday to Cone. Let's hope it's a good race to celebrate its birthday. That's why we're here, isn't it? Without Cone, won't be here right now.
Well, exactly. Hedgehog. I wouldn't know of the hedgehog, would I?
Well, that's a sad thought, that, mate.
Imagine that life without the hedgehog. What a shocking life that would be.
Oh, it'd be awful, mate. Absolutely awful.
But yeah, 2 years. Congrats to Nathan and Jacob though for the league that they've created for 2 years. I'm sure it's only going to get bigger and better. So yeah, props to them for all the effort.
Honoured to be a champion as well in this league. To put it out there. Matt, I know Bailiff's in the chat. Likely it is one of you two is possibly going to be a champion soon. So just going to spice it up a little bit before Monday's trip to Baku. Who's going to be taking my crown off me? We'll find out soon. But honoured to be a champion in this league. Hopefully Matt will be saying the same soon. But I know Bailiff's sat there now, absolutely throwing things at his computer, saying no chance.
He's
raging.
Chucked his phone at the wall and everything.
He's raging. So we will see.
How long have you been in the CRL and Hedge as like a racer and commentator? Have you been in since the beginning? Are you an OG or?
No. I think. You've caught me here.
I've got all the questions.
I think I joined in season. What season are we in now? 5, isn't it?
6.
Was it 6? Oh, see, I'm all over the show today. And yes, fan of a disabled, by the way, Matt. So that kind of confirmed that the rain's not going anywhere. I've been in. This is my 3rd season So you know, I wouldn't say I'm an OG, but I'm kind of like
A
middle
veteran.
age.
Yeah, you're a
Like
vet.
middle age, yeah.
Yeah.
Just about to qualify for my bus pass, sort of thing, you know.
Fair enough. Oh well.
Um, yeah, it's been an interesting journey. You know,
So,
commentator, driver, um, you know, but in the, you know, good teammate with you in the Aston Martin, of course. You know, plenty of good memories. As
oh,
a Danny boy, Matt, he's going to go for a lap here. He's the
oh,
only
you
car
know
left
what?
that hasn't retired. I love that. Absolutely love it.
Gives us
To make
something
us wait a
to.
bit longer.
You just don't put yourself into a
Oh,
wall.
oh.
God, put
And he had
yourself
to be
out
a
the
Haas,
gully.
didn't he? He had to be a Haas.
Oh no.
I was saying on Bob with Danny Bob, we have no choice. He's the only driver left, so we have to watch him. All the other drivers are there in the pitch ready to crack on with Q2, and he's like, nah, you know what? I'm already through here, boys, but I'm going to get a lap in on the inters anyway. So, interesting scenario.
But it gives
But
him.
there you have it.
It gives him a little heads up. Surely, it gives him a bit of an edge. I mean, he's going to have
Bit of a hedge.
a bit of a hedge. Hey,
Hey.
it gives him a yeah, it gives him a
A taster.
1 lap extra of track time in the inters. So
Yep.
you know that could be quite beneficial, couldn't it?
Well, we'll stay on board with it, man. We have no choice, really, unfortunately. Time for some education, Matt. What do you reckon? Shall we crack on?
Oh, of course. I think Hobbsy's just put a comment in saying, as a full-time Haas driver, I do not condone this lap. I'm fuming.
Oh, so Hobbs is the main dog tonight because he's a full-time driver, as you mentioned, and Danny Boy's only reserve. So maybe the Haas boys are in a bit of a clash there tonight. You know, Hobbs is clearly not happy with his standing teammate. So you know,
Hobbsy's
Haas are
going
not.
all Gunter Steiner there, isn't he? He's swearing
Yeah,
in his garage.
Hobbs, you nicked shot of it, mate. Just relax.
Kicking off.
So Matt, first fact of the evening, quite a basic one just to warm up with. You know, we don't like to go straight into, we like to warm up here. But Michael Schumacher has won the most times at Imola, 7 wins, which is pretty impressive. 7 wins is a.
That's very impressive, yeah.
So why is the best, isn't it?
Well.
All the Hamilton fanboys in the chat, they're going to be absolutely raging, aren't they?
That was a
Oh dear.
edgy comment. Let's not get on the goat debate. Let's not go there.
I think we all know.
I think Hamilton's the goal, but you know, let's just leave it there. You know.
Let's move on before it gets heated.
Yeah.
But well done to Michael Schumacher, of course. I mean, every normally, to be fair, whenever we do not one of these facts, it's normally Schumacher or Hamilton, isn't it, that's won the most. It's very rarely somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Imola Circuit's full name, shall I give it a go? Shall I try and pronounce it?
Oh, is this the full? Is this the?
I know you bottled it before, didn't you? You didn't even try it.
Mate, I couldn't. I didn't even have it in front of me. But please go for it.
I'll try it, but I'm not doing it in an Italian accent. I'm just going to do it in a Mancunian accent.
The strongest Mancunian accent I know. Yeah.
Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari. There you go.
That was a cracking effort, mate.
There's probably some Italian guy in the chat now going absolutely mental, isn't there? Way off. But I'll give it a go. You know, that's what we do here in Car Racing League. You know, we like to please our audience, don't we, Matt? You know, so
yeah, I'd like to have.
Let's see if Danny Boy's going to improve. I don't think he is somehow, looking at the time. But I love the effort. Love the effort, Danny Boy. You know, he didn't put it in a wall, Matt, so his confidence to take from that.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Of course there is.
Well done, Danny Boy. Cheers for wasting my time, but well done.
He can go straight out into Q2 now on the inters and be like, you know what, I'm ready. I can do this. All the other guys
I'll tell you something.
might need to just warm the way a little bit.
I'm looking at a couple more. I don't want to, spat out too much education all at once, Matt. You know, I don't want to give him all at once, you know. But I'm looking at the. So we've got some banging facts here. I'm looking at this one. The Drivers' Championship has never been decided at Imola, but the Constructors' Championship has twice.
Ooh.
So, should we have a quick look at the Constructors' Championship? We haven't really mentioned that as of yet.
Yeah, I don't know if there's been an updated one in the.
Ah, there has not. I don't believe. Well, we can look from prior to last week, I guess, can't we? And Aston Martin are on top of me. You know, me and Matt aren't Aston Martin anymore, but as you all know, it's a team that's still very close to our heart.
It is.
It's like Messi leaving Barcelona, isn't it? He's gone to PSG, but really, he still loves Barca. You know, the PSG love will never be as strong as it is for Barcelona.
No, he'll be back there in no time. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, that's all me and Matt back in the Aston Martin next season, hopefully.
You know what? I think that's going to happen. Absolutely.
I'll fix the drop. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the weather!
Oh!
Oh, hey, oh.
We might have completely jumped intermediate weather.
Tell you what, we're not getting ready in the race, Matt, but we can't argue with this, can we? Can't argue with this. Oh, this could be. Who's that coming out of the pit? Sorry, someone's not messing about there. Forcer straight out, not messing about. He's right. Oh, he's been overtaken by Arsenal. Is that Danny Boy? well, has Danny Boy's experience helped him out, Matt? Like he did at the end of Q1, has it, you know?
Ooh, Reservoir's got the wets on. This could be a case of if you can put a lap down
So has Cal Cohen.
on Inters
Ooh.
here, if you can put a lap down on Inters, you might just have that little bit more pace, but at the same time, you might be on the wrong tyre. You could put it in a wall. So are they risking it on Inters hedge, or do you want to try, you know, before it gets worse? Do you want to try and get an intermediate lap in before it gets so bad? What would you do in this? It doesn't look
it
full
looks like
wet.
it looks on the border, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to keep an eye on 4-star, and the reason being is, Matt, he won here last season in Tier 2. So maybe a bit of an underdog tonight, could be 4-star for the win. You know, there's always somebody in there you could sort of, you know, be a bit of an underdog shouting. It might be him, you know, one race here in Imola last season in Tier 2, and he won it. That was for Red Bull on that occasion, in the Alpine now, but, you know, it can strike twice, can't it? There's no reason why not.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what these lap times are going to be between the intermediates and the
Could be an
wets.
absolute... Let's keep an eye on the top two as well, of course. Devil Safu and Cal Cohen have both opted for the Inters. Cal Cohen did have the wets on at first, but has changed them. But Alex, Cal and Razifi are on the wets, so... We've seen some great strategy in the past in the wets, in qualifying. Some that have worked out, some that haven't. So this will be interesting, as I believe 4-star is the first person to crack on with a lap. So there's only one driver in the pits as well at the moment, which is Mr. Pickle.
He's in a bit of a pickle, isn't he?
Yeah, he is in a bit of a pickle. That's shocking. That I'm just a bit jealous that I didn't do it though.
Yeah,
a bit jealous that you got there before me.
Well,
should we see how the? Show up, Matt. I'll keep an eye on the intermediate one, and you keep an eye on someone on the wets, and we'll kind of, you know, compare, if you like. Who would you? What would you? I mean, early prediction here. What would you be on at the moment? You know, if he was on the track now, what do you think's a fast side at the moment? Looking at the weather, I think possibly full wets. You know.
maybe Hobbsy's gone off, which could be a sign that intermediates are starting to struggle.
A lot of puddles, isn't there?
Yeah, and the thing is as well, if you I think you've kind of got to go for an intermediate now. If you don't make the intermediate tyre work now, by the time you get back round again, I honestly believe it might then be wet weather tyre. I think you've got one shot to get the intermediate lap in now, and if you don't get it right, you could be in big trouble. Cole Paradox is also...
Yeah, and I say big spin on the final corner, Matt. The last year's Tier 3 champion, of course. Cole Paradox had a bit of a spin there. He's back into the pit, so his intermediates haven't worked, have they? Another yellow flag. Is that Hobbsy again? There's a Ferrari off as well. There's a few two-wheels off as well on the grass. So a few intermediate runners there, as you can see, Matt, in the wall. And to be fair,
the McLaren's gone in front of him as well.
Tobin's gone as well. They're dropping like flies here. Now, when he reverses back on track, now I know he's ghosted, but you've got to be careful with that. I know that you didn't go. I saw the incident with you on Monday, Matt. That I was right behind you when the car didn't ghost.
Yeah, it
and you hit into the back of them. Not great. So it kind of happens. You got to be careful. But I'm noticing a lot of intermediate runners spinning, and as we question Pickle not coming out of the pits, but has he done the right thing? Has he wait? Oh, I say that, and he. Oh my god. I was watching Pickle. I got to say, has he done the right thing by waiting to see what everyone else did, and then come out? But he spat onto the grass and very nearly went into a wall. So it's nearly a commentator's curse already. But some interesting times so far. And the good thing with these sizes, Matt, you can keep going on them, can't you? You can hammer them.
Yeah, you can. You can continue to take the inters as far as you.
Oh, DC! Sector 1, he's off, he's out in the Red Bull. And that's his qualifying over into the wall on the right-hand side of the track. And he won't be in Q3 fighting for pole, is he? I believe he's third in the championship at the moment. That's quite a big car to be out in qualifying. Is he third in the championship? Let me just confirm he is third in the championship. He's got a really good battle with Hobbsy at the moment. There's been another battle I've not really mentioned. I'm sorry, and Strauss as well. He's pulled away from Hobbsy, apologies a little bit. It's more Strauss, but big car to be out in Q2, that Matt, and he's not going to go through, is he now? There's no chance.
No, there isn't. I'm just having a look at the stream there. YouTube's having a few issues. I think
a few moments.
I think it's sorting itself out. Yeah, everything's fine within the stream. It's the streaming software itself, but I think YouTube just had a bit of a moment there. But yeah, I think it is on the border of being a little bit too slippery for Inters, and it is probably coming to the wet tyre, and that's why I say I think you had to get your intermediate lap in straight away, and you had to make sure it was clean, because Leon's gotten an intermediate lap in, but it's only a few tenths quicker than Reservoir's lap on the wets. So
he's up here as well.
And Cal Cohen's round as well, and he's risking it on the Inters as well.
reservoirs up, and he actually goes quickest with a 25.4 on the wets. That's 2 lap old wets as well, so them wets are getting better and better by the looks of it. It's a strange strategy. I mean, you can see the majority are opting for the wets now. Cole Parox and Dowill have both pitted for the wet tyre. They're both coming out the pits as we speak. Tobes is also coming out on the wets. So you can see, I'm wondering now, looking at the tyres on the drivers, it looks like the wets are, and to be fair, you can see the weather, it's absolutely lashing it down now, and puddles are forming very quickly on the track. So looking like wets are the dominant tyre. It's a bit of a surprise, but it's only been one DNF so far, because quite a lot of spins, but only the one DNF.
Yeah, they're doing quite well to keep it on track. Imola's a tough track in the dry to keep it on with some of the curbs. I'm just on board with Hobbsy. He's on 2 lap old intermediates, so he's committing to these tyres. And to be fair, he's doing well, keeping the car in a straight line, but it looks treacherous out there. It looks like the intermediate weather has passed now, and he'll do well to put a lap down that might get him into the top 10 here.
Hobbsy loves an alternate strategy. He absolutely loves it. He loves being a bit different. I like it. I like it. And he's still a good battle on the championship, still well on course for a top 5 finish. Maybe even a Champions League spot next season, Matt. Maybe a top 4. Who knows? He's in and around the mix. And he's another driver that's very underrated. Doesn't really get mentioned too much, but he always seems to deliver results. But at the moment, potentially he could be out in Q2 unless he can improve here. He does improve just into the top 10. That knocks Cal Cohen down, the championship leader, who hasn't even validated on the intermediate. So
wow,
Cal Cohen at the moment not going to progress. And as you say, Matt, the longer this qualifying goes on, the rain's getting heavier and heavier. It makes it a lot more difficult to get a lap in.
Yeah, I want to see if Cal Cohen's going to just pit and shove the wets on here, or if he's going to try and go again. As you say, you can go again on it, but
I think he's got a pit.
I think. Oh, he's going again.
I mean, he is a championship leader, so we have no right to question him.
No, not at all, not at all.
I am in disagreement with him there. Maybe he'll prove us wrong. Again, he's a championship leader. He knows a lot more than I do.
Who are we
to? Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Oh,
wow!
Oh, he saved it. Great.
What a save! Wow.
Oh, Tomes on track. He's gone as well. Just in front of Cal Cohen. You can see
on the right hand side.
In the right hand wall.
Yeah.
Dropping like flat. This weather is killing everyone.
And that was on wet tyres as well, I believe.
Cal Cohen there. What a lucky boy, but what a save. It's like slow motion, that, wasn't it? Towards the wall.
I thought he was in the wall.
I mean, I'll tell you something. I think he's in trouble here. I think even if he picks the wets now, I think he could be in trouble. I know that he'll be better on the wets, but it's not easy to put a time together on wet tyres. And this right-hander, I know a lot about this right-hander here. I unfortunately went into the wall there on Monday. The hedge wall, should we call that tonight?
The hedge wall, the wall of hedge.
The wall of hedge. He's got 6 minutes, so there's no doubt in time. He's got plenty of time. It doesn't take you long to get around this track, even in the rain. It doesn't take you too long to get around. So time's not an issue. I'm just wondering though. Now Nelu Safu, his championship rivals, on an outlap on the wet, so keep an eye on him as well. See if he can jump his teammate. He drops to 7th. So at the moment, even Nelu Safu's not necessarily safe just yet. This things could change very quickly.
Yeah, it could go anywhere because them first laps on the inters were the conditions perfect for the intermediates? Strauss has obviously set a decent lap on inters, but is there a chance that it was so wet people could actually go quicker on the wet tyre? That might be why they're all making the switch. Danny Boy's crossing the line, and he has gone quicker, 26.2. So yeah, I think the wet is the right tyre, and it could just be a case of who's the quickest on the wet. So that might be okay for Cal Cohen. Then he might be able to set a lap quicker than much quicker than the 27.3 that he set already.
I tell you what, big up Danny Boy doing that extra practice in Q1 when they all retired in the pits. It's proven at the moment and it worked out for him. Just getting that lap in, although he didn't improve on the lap, of course. It's proving like it worked out. Resifi, again, he's very quick in qualifying, Resifi. He's done that all season, and once again, he's proven to be well in the mix of pole. And we've seen it a few times this season, Matt, where Nelu Safa and Cal Cohen, Nelu Safa's in the wall, he's out! Wow!
Oh, wow.
In the wall of hedge. It's the wall of hedge, and it's taking the wall. Do you know what? I feel better knowing that someone as good as Nelu Safa's done the same thing as me. I feel more comforting. But that could be big, I was about to say, Matt, that although Nelu Safa, someone was in a Red Bull off as well there, I think there is. No, there can't be Red Bull. Who's that?
Was it Leon?
Is it a Red Bull?
Wasn't Leon, was it?
Oh, it is Leon. It is a Red Bull. Apologies.
Yeah,
it is.
Leon's
He's
out as well.
I didn't even realise. Wow.
He could be a contender for pole.
Well, there are 10 cars in Q3 at this rate. What I was about to say, Matt, before Nello Safu DNF was that as good as Nello Safu and Cal Cohen are, they've got to fight for pole here because it will not be easy. But of course, Nello Safu now starting, and he could, funny enough, Matt, he could still start in the top 10 here, which is bonkers. Despite retiring on track, he could still start in the top 10. Of course, that could change. Cal Cohen invalidated again, but he's on an out lap, so it's a big lap for Cal Cohen, but a great opportunity, Matt, to gain some ground on Nello Safu before the race.
Yeah, Cal Cohen could be one of the drivers who knocks him out the top 10 as well. So he's got an even bigger incentive to put a lap down and just push Nello Safu as far down into the order as possible, because now Nello Safu's got a bit of pressure on. If Cal Cohen outscores him by 15, 20 points again, then that makes the gap even bigger with only 3 races to go. So that could be a big crash for Nello Safu. He'd rather be ahead of Cal Cohen so he can try and get the advantage, the advantage down. But
well, he's out the top 10 now. Nello Safu's dropped to 11. But I will say about the last 3 races as well, they're not easy races. Of course, no race is easy in F1, but they are tough races. Baku is a track that's such fine margins. I mean, one little error in Baku and there's no saving it. You're out the race, and then you go to Belgium the week after. We all know how good a track Belgium is, but how tough a track Belgium is as well. You've got to be on the ball in Belgium. And then it goes down to Bahrain, and it's another track where there's places in Bahrain, Matt, where you can lose the car. That sharp right-hander in Sector 3 springs to mind.
Curbs.
And Cal Coleman's invalidated again. Ooh. And he's running out of time, mate. He's going to get one more push.
He was up there as well, but I don't know if he would have been up by enough. Pressure's on.
Have we got? Is there a genuine chance here that the top 2 of the championship, none of them will be in Q3? I mean, it's looking that way. As
Strauss is invalidated, and he's only 9th.
Well, I'll tell you something. The top 5 in the championship could all be not in Q3 here. There's only Strauss at the moment in the top 5 of the championship that's in the top, or the top 9, if you like, because obviously the 10th place driver is out. Hobbsy does just jump to 6th, though, so he proves that wrong straight away. So Hobbsy's... is he comfortably through? I'd say so now, looking at it.
4/10, maybe.
But
anyone from 4-star down.
I mean, on the plus side, Matt, if Cal Cohen doesn't improve, it's going to be Strauss. It could potentially be Strauss, Nello, DC, and Cal Cohen in a line on the start, right in the midfield, which could be very exciting to watch. But this is a big lap for Cal Cohen. It's going to be his last chance, maybe one more chance, actually, looking at the time. Possibly one more chance, actually, depending on fuel. There's another car off now in Sector 1. That looks like an Alpine. Is it Alex? Or is it a Williams? It's Alex the Williams. He's not DNF though, Matt. But
Strauss has. He has. He's in the pit, I think.
The pits. Oh, so he's gone out. This is mental. So there's only going to be 9 in Q3 at the moment, if I'm right in saying.
Well, Cal Cohen could be the 10th, but Strauss could have had
He's struggling, Cal Cohen here. Really struggling.
Strauss had time to put another lap down there. And it says that his wet tyres were on 0 laps old, so maybe like he's doing a hedge. He wants that alt strat, Strauss. He's in P11, so...
Well, the only thing about the alt strat is that if it's a dry race, and you're not getting an advantage of the tyres, are you?
No,
everyone's got a free choice.
Yeah, so...
Oh, it's Cal Cohen! Oh, he actually 3 temps up somehow.
But yeah, the alt...
I don't think that's going to be enough to...
He's pushing as hard as he possibly can.
He's going to get one more chance, Max. Isn't going to be enough here. Looking at this lap, isn't going to be enough. So you got one more chance. A big lap this, because at the moment, Nello Safu's somehow taking the advantage despite only starting 12th. I mean, if you're DC, sandwiched between the 2 championship leaders, that could be scary. Going down to turn 1. He did improve Cal Cohen there, actually, to be fair to him, but he's still off the map. This is his last chance.
He still
last
needs
chance
6 tenths.
He does.
Well, 8 tenths.
I mean, he's a championship leader, isn't he? He's more than capable, but I think this could be a very, very difficult job even for him.
Actually, not even 8 tenths. What am I on about? He's 1 point... Yeah, he's 1.8. He's almost 2 seconds back with that lap. That's incredible. A 25.7. Oh, no, that's Leon. That's what he retired with, wasn't it? So, 4 stars lap then. Would it be 4? Because Leon's currently 10th, but his lap's really, really good. So if Cal Cohen...
I think it'll be 4 stars, won't it? I don't know.
Is it 4 stars left to beat?
He is 2 tenths up through the first sector, so he had a good start to the lap, Calcon, but it's in the middle sector that's the real make or break one as he approaches Nelu Safu hedge corner. What I'm going to call it from now on. Will it be Nelu Safu Calcon hedge corner? No, it won't.
No, he
He
took that
does get
nice.
through there.
Yeah.
This is looking a lot more promising. He's the he's 6 tenths up here, and he is the championship leader for a reason, Matt. But he had a bit of a wobble there. Oh, and that could cost him. I think that's him done. Yeah, it's him done. He's not going to save it now.
Well,
It was such a perfect corner before that as well.
This is what I don't get, because there's so many drivers who set quick laps, but they've retired. So what happens if he can't beat Leon's lap? So can he get in the top 10?
He's gone. He's not going to finish the lap. I mean, he will, but I don't think he'll be anywhere near it. He won't. He's not even going to jump. He's out.
Wow. So
Oh, is it? Wait, what? I'm so confused. There's only 9 goes through then.
He's 26.8, so he wouldn't have got through anyway. But that shakes up the grid, doesn't it?
It does. I
That
mean,
really
what it
shakes
means
up the
is
grid.
that out of the top 5 in the championship, only Hobbsy progresses into Q3, which is a pretty mental start. That.
And no alt-strat to take advantage of as well. Everyone's going to have fresh tyres.
Game on. But who's taking pole? I mean, there's a few contenders so far. Danny Boy looking very quick as well, as is Hobbsy, so both Haas drivers into Q3. Of course, Hobbsy questioned Danny Boy in Q1, don't forget, Matt, for doing that extra lap, but Danny Boy's looking quicker at the moment, so bit of jealousy from Mr. Hobbsy there, potentially. We know what Hobbsy's like, he's a very angry young man, Hobbsy, when he gets going. I hope he's got a helmet on tonight as well, driving with a helmet. We've seen that before from Hobbsy
Oh,
and
yeah,
all,
I know.
so
He just does
let's
what he
cut
wants,
that
doesn't
out.
he? Does what he wants.
But there is proof, Matt, only 9 in Q3, but a big gap down from Recife down to Leon. But some big names there not making it through, some massive names not making it through. And look at that, all I want to say is look at that 4. Strauss, Nelu, DC and Calcom, 4 of the top 5 in the championship, 11th to 14th, right in the midfield. That could be very interesting to say the least. Now, of course, if it is going to be dry tonight, it can be a soft medium or medium soft, so it'll be interesting to see what they opt for. But I mean, you can't not get excited about that. The 4 of the top 5 in the championship starting in the midfield. That could be very entertaining to watch. And interestingly enough, Strauss and Nelu Safu and the Aston Martin top of the championship. How will they plan it? Will Strauss try and do Fernando Alonso and defend from Carl Cohen and let Nelu Safu pull away? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they're both up there towards the top of the championship, and obviously Aston Martin. I mean, as a driver for Ferrari, I'm kind of like, if they have a little bit of an argy-bargy start, that's fine, because I'm...
Look at the rain again.
But, yeah, I mean, you want to keep your eye on the front of the grid when the race starts, but I kind of want to see what's going to happen in the midfield with them not grouped up in there.
I think we're on for a banging race. I think that's for sure. The race was won here by Verstappen last year, so it was a Red Bull win in real life. Lando Norris got a podium. I remember going back to this track, the Russell and Bottas crash last year when it proper kicked off, didn't it? And them two took each other out in here in Imola, and Russell getting out of the car and giving it to Bottas. It was a classic moment, and could we see that again? Could we see Williams take it out of Mercedes? I hope not for the Mercedes team. I mean, big up Mercedes. I'm a Mercedes driver myself now. Seems weird saying that. Speaking of Mercedes, Cal well on course for a potential pole, and the umbrellas are finally out now in the paddock. They've got the umbrellas up, so they've listened to me.
They've just realised it's raining.
That Finland flag's still flying out. So Raikkonen's having a great time there, isn't he? Absolutely loving life in the in the pits at the moment. I mean, who's your favourite for pole? Would you? It's a tough prediction in this weather. It could be anyone, but I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. I'm gonna say Danny Boy.
Danny, that's not a bad. I mean, it would be the safe option to say. I mean, I think I've heard.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Safe option?
No,
why would it?
I think I'm gonna go for the safe option.
You are. Sorry.
But I'm not sure if. I think you've had this discussion before. Is it Recife or Recife?
You call him whatever you want, mate. We don't, in conversationally, mate, we say what we want.
Right.
Within reason.
Well, he's the safe option, but I can see what you mean. I think Carl...
Call him Resi.
Resi, yeah. I think Carl could be in with a shout as well, to be fair.
He's not even back in his Ferrari team, mate. How poor is that? Calls himself a team player. Oh, big up Ferrari and all that. Not even back who will. It's poor, that, mate. Wow.
Yeah, Hedge hadn't let me finish. You hadn't let me
No,
finish.
don't try and play it like, oh, cool, now like, he's going to back him. Don't give me that. Poor Doodle's sat there now crying behind his mic.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
not backed him, mate.
I'm sure Doolittle will do an absolutely stellar job.
He's
In the
probably not even watching
Ferrari
us, is
Edge.
he?
I
Not even watching us, is he?
actually am. He's just coming through turn 1 now. Hedge.
I actually meant he wasn't watching us. Like, he's definitely not, is he?
Oh yeah, maybe
Definitely
not.
not.
Maybe not. I don't
Danny Boy did set a purple sector on, obviously, you know. But he's still done it, you know, so, you know, at the moment I'm right.
He is heading towards Hedge corner.
I tell you what, Hedge Nelly Safu corner, mate, get it right.
Hedge and Safu, yeah. Like,
I hope no more DNFs there. It could be a very long corner by the end of tonight, that name. If a few more go.
nicely took though, nicely took.
Well, it was actually taken by Cal Cohen last lap, but it was this corner that screwed Cal Cohen up last time around, wasn't it?
Ooh,
it's a tough one, that, innit? It is a tough one. I mean, Danny Boy's done the same.
As if he struggled as well through Hedge Nella Safu corner. Or whatever we're calling it, I don't know. He's
you can call it whatever you want, mate.
he's invalidated his lap as well. So Razifi's going to have to go again.
Well, here comes Danny Boy, then he'll be the first driver to set a time in Q3. He did have a bit of a wobble, so I don't think it'll be the cleanest lap, but it's not terrible, you know, it's a decent banker. Razifi's next, but of course won't be setting a lap due to invalidation. So is it Cole Paradox next to Tier 3 champion? It is.
It is.
He's a champion, he's more than capable. Gonna go second. Quite a big gap.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
There you go. Putting in money where his mouth is now. There you go.
I knew it.
Oh, yeah, of course you did.
I always had faith Doolittle would put a stellar lap in. Alex must have made a mistake, I think, because his lap is going to be a bit slower than the rest. So, not the cleanest of laps by him. Hobbsy's invalidated, so he's going to have to go again.
Bloody hell, Hobbsy.
It would have been a 25.8 by Hobbsy, which would have only put him, you know, P4, so I'm sure he can go a bit quicker.
Come on, Cal. Up the Mercedes. Hey, he's purple sector.
4-star goes
Looking good here.
P4. And Mr. Pickle is in a pickle because that was an invalidated 135.
Oh, you can't use the same joke twice. Come on.
No, I can get away with making. I can get away with making it twice. That's it now. That's it now.
I'll let you off.
It's gone now.
No hat trick, not one more.
You know what?
Maybe in the race.
I wouldn't put it past you actually. Sticking one in there in the
Cal. Love that. Hey, Mercury Ferrari here, Matt. You know, a bit of a rivalry here.
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Tauri. It is Pickle. And you know what I'm going to say it.
Go on.
Turns out he's got himself in a bit of a pickle there.
You're allowed one.
I can just imagine. I tell you, I bet Hobbsy loves that in the stream. He loves a dad joke, Hobbsy. He loves it. That's why he's here. He's not here to race. He just wants to listen to us. He loves it, Hobbsy. Absolutely loves it. What he doesn't love at the moment is the fact he's 7th. As Razifi, once again, looking very, very quick in the out. I mean, Alfa Romeo, Italian Grand Prix, there's a ring to it, doesn't it? You know, so maybe at the moment, 2 Italian cars on the top 2. But here comes Hobbsy in that very nice, I'm gonna say very nice Haas livery, but maybe not. Let's move on. Round the last corner. Where's he gonna put the Haas?
Keeps it tight. He's
gonna put it 7th. It's a pain in the Haas for Hobbsy, only 7th.
Wow. Dear me.
No.
Razifi's,
I'm not playing where that came from.
Razifi's gone quicker, by the way. He's set another purple sector through sector 1. He's just pushing and pushing and pushing. And why not on them intermediates? Oh, has to catch the car there, though, on the exit of that right-hander. And he's gone wide. So, won't be setting a quicker lap. He needs to be careful, Razifi, there. He put the power down on the exit of that car. Wow. What a lap.
Love that. Mercedes boys making all the noise. Danny boy, if you listen, I've got a question for you. Why have you got so many 2s and 7s in your name? I'd love to know it.
These are the questions that you need to ask, to be fair.
And to be fair, so was Alex, 2-7 as well, so, you know, what's happening there? It's interesting, isn't it? A lot of numbers at the end of them names. I mean, these are things you've got to know, aren't they, Matt?
There's a conspiracy going on here.
There's something going on, isn't there? Cole Paradox is about to improve his lap times. He go up from 6th, he does go to the 2nd row.
Not bad.
Does Mr. Cole Paradox.
Alex
at the
seems
moment,
to be
looks like
struggling.
Cal is the favourite.
Alex seems to be struggling. I think he got stuck in the gravel trap for the 2nd lap, and he's given up on them tyres. So he's gave them 2 laps, and has not been able to set a time that he feels will be quicker. So he's going to jump off them and strap a new set of Inters on, I believe.
I've got a quiz question for you, Matt, and for the stream.
Ooh. So it's not a...
When...
What is it? If it's not, education's facts. What's a quiz? What's a question then? Can we think of a... Might have to come back to that.
Well, we'll think of something.
Yeah.
No, give me an hour. Give me an hour.
Yeah. Oh, you'll come up with something, I'm sure.
The quiz question is, What year was Imola first held? There you go. I'll give you a moment, you know. No, give the stream a moment as well.
I'm edging
Let everyone have a think.
towards the
Go on,
70s.
Obviously, get Google up. I know what you like. Go on, Obviously. I know what he's like, Obviously. We're getting Google up now.
I'm edging towards the 70s. Don't know why. That's just the first decade that popped up in my head.
Okay. You're wrong. All I'm going to say.
Oh, right, okay, cheers.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Just let everyone have a moment to think. Just one ball with Hobbsy approaching Nelu Safu hedge corner. Hopefully it won't turn into Nelu Safu hedge Hobbsy corner. I hope not. Anyway, Hobbsy going around it now and, you know, takes it very gently. He's learned a lesson. He's learned, took a page out of my book there and done the opposite. As a Recife and Dowill both jump Carl.
They're getting
So
quicker.
at the moment, Hobbsy purple sex though. Go on, Hobbsy. This could be Hobbsy's day. Could be Hobbsy's day to shine. This. I said it could be race winner one day in Cone. This could be it. Today could be the day, Matt. Hobbsy a race winner in Cone. It's not for everyone winning a race, Matt, is it? You know what I mean? It's not for everyone.
No.
I give validates it.
Oh, Hobbsy.
You know, not everyone's, you know, capable of winning a race in this league. Only the best.
All I was going to say is Hobbsy was 6/10 up there. That'd have been a 23-2. That'd have put him on the second row. And Hobbsy could have pitted there for new intermediates. I don't think he's got time to pit at the end of this lap and stick some new intermediates on. Maybe, but he's now putting a 4th lap down on these intermediates. I know they can go, you know, you can bet the inters in.
He's validated again, Matt, through sector 1.
Hobbsy, what are you doing, mate? Put the
And
new
on the
inters
plus side, though, he's wearing a helmet tonight, which is great to see. I've seen that a few times this season. Obviously, he's not worn one, so it's nice to see that he's finally following some rules. You know, health and safety is, of course, paramount in this league, and it's good to see that Obviously finally deciding to, you know, wear a helmet.
Danny Boy's just
It's
invalidated.
a very bright helmet, to be fair, as well.
Danny Boy's just invalidated. He is going again, though, on them now 5-lap-old intermediate tyres.
Here comes Dowill. Mark, can he improve? I don't think he will. No, he's not going to improve. He's going to come into the pits, I think. Possibly he's quite done now. I mean, he's still back in Recife.
I don't know, Dowill could still maybe, you know, it might be time to maybe get there. He's got a minute to get in the pits, change tyres, get out again. It'll be close, but I think it's worth a shot. I don't think they're going to go much quicker on the intermediate sides. But then again, is the track maybe evolving a little bit? Getting a little bit quicker, possibly?
Can Dowill do it? No,
that was forced.
That was forced. I'll see myself out. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Have a good day. I'm leaving.
It's been nice. It's been nice to have you through qualifying hedge, but.
Cheers, mate. Here comes Recife. I think it's running out of fuel here. It's coming through hedge corner, and it's very, very, you know, it's very, very coolly taken. But I think he's out of fuel, Matt, or either that, or I think he is out of fuel. He is. Is he out of fuel? I'm getting a fuel thing on my screen.
I'm not on mine. I think.
It's typical Codmasters, that, innit?
Yeah, letting traffic.
Typical.
But it does sound like he is out of fuel.
So is that his qualifying done then? Unless he's just waiting. Well, I don't know.
He's weaving to warm his tyres up, so I'm assuming he might be just fibbing you, going again.
There's a Grosjean and goes into a wall by weaving.
Dougal's come out now, and I think he's going to just miss out by maybe 10 seconds. Yeah.
I'm back in Hobbsy here, Matt, 9th to 1st. He's over a second up here, Hobbsy. Tough sector, but I tell you what, he's doing it well there, Hobbsy. Took it cleanly. Purple sector.
1.1.
Come on, Hobbsy. Come on, Hobbsy. This could be his day, this.
It's going to put him close.
All I was down, Hobbsy. Come on, for once. Put miles down. Please.
That's a nice final sector.
Come on, this is it. I can feel it. Hobbsy for pole position. That's pole position, baby.
Oh, yes.
Hobbsy. Hobbsy. Love it. Love that.
Mr. Pickles just about to start a lap.
Watch Pickle ruin it for him now.
Alex has invalidated but can go again. And I think only the Haas on track, which is Danny Boy, can get across the line to put a lap down. I think Dowill is too far back. 17 seconds. I don't think he's going to get there in time. I think Danny Boy just will. And the AlphaTauri's off. Pickles in the gravel. He's in the gravel, all right?
So if Dowill can't make it, doesn't that make him Don't-Will?
I don't.
No.
He's not made it. So Danny Boy is the last man who can
Don't-Will
set himself a lap.
It was called Paradox, so he's up on his time. Can he jump from 7th? No, he stayed 7th. His handle's pretty much done.
Did he invalidate at the end there, Carl
As
Paris?
if he's up on his time to take it away from Hobbsy. He has took it away from Hobbsy. Hobbsy's going again though, but I don't think he's up on his time. Who's next?
4-star is though.
Invalidated.
4 stars.
Last year's race winner here in Cone. Done it before. Here we go. Alpine on pole. Go on then. Oh, fifth. Mercedes next. Come on, Cal. Come on, Cal. Third. Good effort, that. Danny Boy's next. Can you take it away from Hobbs? No, he's not next. Sorry, that's Hobbs, isn't it? That's crossed the line. So next is Alex. Yeah, but he's invalidated, so he's done. It's Pickle. Oh, no, he's invalidated as well. So it's literally Danny Boy then. That's it.
Danny Boy's the only man who can take pole away from Recife. I think.
Pickle, what are you doing there, mate?
I think Cole Paradox invalidated at the very end of his lap. I think he pushed so close to the. Oh, Danny Boy, no!
He's cutting lawn. He's cutting lawn there. So I think that's it. I think as if he's got pole. Hobbsy though, front row's good effort that front row. He'll be happy with that.
It is. It is. Very good effort.
I tell you what, if you're Carl Cohen and Lewis Stafford, you've got a job on tonight because there's some very quick drivers on this track. Will not be easy.
Yeah, looking back at the having another look at the Drivers' Championship, Hobbsy, yeah, 5th in the championship. Obviously, you know, he's probably out. Well, he is out of title contention just because the gap is that huge. But he could make a huge dent on the top 4 and maybe give himself a chance of breaking into the top 4 with the races that are left this season. He is 54 points, if my maths correct, or maybe 44, 54 points, I believe, back from Strauss. So he can't break into the top 4 this race, but he can certainly make a bit of a dent and pull away from big balls. Of course, who isn't here tonight?
Hobbs is looking to do a jobsy and jump into the top 4.
Oh my word! How many of these have you got?
20, mate. Plenty where that came from. But well done to Recife. Not the first time this season he's looked very quick in qualifying. Some great efforts there, though, in fairness. Recife takes pole. Hobbsy on the front row with him. Carol and Doolittle on the second row. Fourth, had anybody on the third row. Pickle. That sounds so weird saying that. Pickle and Cole Paradox.
Bossman Pickle.
And I'm not too sure who's 10th. I can't even remember who's 10th, so you'll have to forgive me for that one. We'll find out very soon. Now,
Leon. I think Leon might have been 10th.
Okay. Red Bull with Leon. Question for you now.
Oh, God.
Dry race ahead, according to the drivers. What tyre do you start on? So if you're Recife in first, what would you do?
Well, I've got a question for you first, Ted. You didn't actually answer You didn't actually answer.
You know, reverse card on me there, hasn't he?
You didn't actually say what the year was that the first race in Imola.
The first race at Imola. Let's guess his map before I say it.
Was I too early or too late with the 70s?
Too early, mate.
So it's younger than that.
Wait, what?
Is it 80s?
No, let's see. Yeah.
84.
Well done, mate. 1980 you were playing, mate. Was 80. Well done.
Oh, it was 80?
1980.
Oh.
Yeah, 1980. You weren't far off. You was pretty much nailed on, weren't you? It wasn't 1980. Did anyone get it right in the chat? No?
No one even bothered. No one's...
Wow. So I've gone to... Hang on a minute. No, I'm sorry. Rant time here a second.
They were too busy
laughing. The effort.
They were rolling around on the floor laughing at your puns.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's bang out of order that. I've gone to the time and the effort to get a quiz question, and not one of the people in the chat has gone to the effort to answer it. Is that a joke? Wow.
Honestly,
bang out of order that.
I think they were too busy laughing their heads off at your puns.
No, mate, honestly, that hurts. That. Not even Hobbsy's had a go. Or Mrs. Mark, you know what I mean? It's poor, that, mate.
No.
Type a number in the chat, don't you know what I mean? It's not hard, is it? You know, I see how it is.
So does that mean I win the quiz then?
Technically speaking, he's the only person that had a go, so yeah, well played, mate.
Oh, cheers. That's great.
But you know what? Anyone who's listening, forget the quiz next week. It won't be here next week. You've ruined your chance now, that's it. Done for.
Oh, I was looking forward to us actually making up a name for that as well, but...
Quiz it, I don't know. We'll think of something before the end. I might give him one more chance next week.
Yeah.
But it is dry on track, Matt, for the first time tonight in a session, and it is the race. You know, I thought all the drivers will appreciate that, but we all know, I know more than anybody how tough a race start this is. I got cleaned out on the race start here on Monday, but looking at the strategy, it's a mixed bag dominated by mainly mediums, but Recife on pole goes for the softs. What do you reckon? What do you make about that?
I would as well, just to get away, because... And actually, the brothers have commented. Nathan has commented, good evening, quoting the incredible, what's his face? Unai
What's
Emery.
his face?
Unai
What's
Emery.
his face? The disrespect.
Unai
Champions
Emery.
League semi-finalist in, mate. Show a bit of respect.
Well,
Bloody hell.
it's nice of him to give us a nice little impression of Emery there. And Jacob said that he was actually trying to comment an answer,
Cheers, mate.
but his Wi-Fi was letting him down. He would have put 1982.
Yeah, but he would have done, you know what I mean? He would have, should have, could have. You know what I mean? It didn't work like
No.
that. You know.
Let him off.
Go on your 4G and do it, you know what I mean? There's ways around it, Matt. Don't, you know, go to McDonald's and do it. I had their Wi-Fi, you know, I'm not having it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here we go then. Let's get ready for 32 lads. But yeah, back to the question that I asked you. What, you know, who do you fancy here now on the strategies?
Well, I'd go soft just because I wouldn't want to get caught up in
Yeah,
turn one and turn two though. If you're at the front, turn one and turn two it's awful. I mean, I had a spin there in my debut race in CRL last season was actually in Imola, and I started on the front row alongside MUFC Harvey, and we collided and put me into the gravel. I started alongside him again this year, albeit not on the front row, and he almost put me in the wall. So for me,
Matt,
I want to just take off on the
again.
softs. I
Mate.
want to take it, get the softs on, and just get out. Especially if the guys behind are on the mediums, you can take off. You no trouble. If you're on the mediums,
Whoa! Speaking of being in the wall, Matt, there's somebody in the wall there. Who was that? I think it was Rough. He's all over the show. What's he been drinking, him? He's all over the show. We're in a wall. He's now cutting the lawn. Oh, mate. This guy's rough now. He's been on the drink in the pits.
It's a rough start to.
Hey, let's see what happens there then.
Who was watching?
It's a long rundown. I'm gonna stay on board. See, it's tough, this, isn't it? Because I kind of want to watch the boys in the midfield. You know, the Cal Cowens and the Nelly Sappers, who are both on the mediums as well. But I'm just gonna free cam it and see what I can see.
Strauss is on the softs though. So
go on, Matt, take us away. I'm going to give it you. I'm
going to start with. I'm going to keep an eye on the respect the race leader. Rezifi is the man at the front, and he is the one who gets us underway. Hobbsy on the slow and medium tyre. Will Hobbsy be able to challenge him at all into turn one? We're about to find out. 5 right start. That was a quick lights out, and Rezifi gets us underway, and it looks like he's got a very good start, as you'd expect, on the soft tyres, and he's going to get a clean run down into turn one. Hobbsy, I think, is just going to maintain P2 round the outside. There's a Ferrari and a Mercedes going wheel to wheel. They're banging tyres. Will and
Cal Cohen's spun, Matt. He's hit DC, and Cal Cohen's into the gravel, and he's dead last. The championship leaders on a nightmare start, and potentially got damage. There's no visible damage, but I'll be very surprised there if he's not picked up some sort of damage to his car. It was a collision with DC into the first corner.
It was bound to happen.
It looks like he's got damage. I think he's got damage there.
It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Someone was going to, out of them four, were going to make contact. And it was the championship leader as they go into Hedge.
The race is not won on the first lap, Matt. So, you know, he can still bring it back. And there's a big queue in front of him, so he'll have a chance here to...
Oh, there's an Alpine!
Put his foot down. Looks like Alex in the Williams has gone.
Oh, was it a Williams? Oh, Nelu, Safu, Alex corner.
Well, it's a good start for the man behind Nelu Safu, Matt. He's up 5, and he's pushing Nelu Safu down the straight here, wheel to wheel. Nelu Safu will not want to get himself into any trouble. But he's going to go for it, Marty, and he's going to get the job done on it. Is he? I don't know, actually. He's going to try and come back at him. He squeezes him off the track. Nelu Safu keeps a place for now, but a great start from the McLaren of Marty, who is up 5 places, and he's hunting down the P2 in the championship. Will Cal Cohen pit? No, he won't, but Trunders will pit in the Ferrari. So wondering if he got caught up in that turn one collision. But so far, an interesting start to this race, and Cal Cohen down 4 places, no damage, which is good for him. Ooh, but interestingly enough, Matt, none of the top 6 have changed places. They're all still where they started.
Yeah, Bossman's just made a great move, by the way, on Mr. Pickle, on Colt Paradox. That was a fantastic move. But yeah, you're right. I think it looks like the top 6 have gotten away pretty cleanly. Like I say, I would have started on soft if I was Ziffy to clear the guys, to clear the guys behind me on the mediums. It worked for him, and he's been able to get away cleanly.
Oh, sorry, I just stumbled with Marty, who is setting some great pace here on the mediums, and he's still right on the back end of Nellis. He's also overtook DC, of course, had that incident with Cal Cohen on lap 1. He's had a bit of a wobble there, Marty, though. Has lost him a little bit of time. Nellis having went from him on Colt Paradox here. Colt Paradox a tier 3 champion versus the tier 2 P2 at the moment in Nellis. So both very experienced drivers, but Nellis there with a wonderful move. Has he just overran it a little bit? No, he hasn't. That's a great move And then I was like, look at Marty though. He's right on the rear of them both. They're going to be 3 wide pretty much here going down to turn 1. Aston Martin, the Alpine, v McLaren, of course. The US enabled now, so that could make things very interesting.
I think
But it's a great battle here for that P10 spot. And Nello Safu, for now, holds him off. Aston Martin has started well here, Matt, because Strauss is up 3 as well.
Yeah, Strauss up 3, as is Leon. Colt Paradox has lost out 3. So not too much movement. The big losers are the 3 at the back. Carl Cohen, yeah, my buddy Trunders, and Alex, of course, who, yeah, had that... did he have a spin, Alex? I think we saw him... it was... Oh, yeah, it was...
He did on that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was Hedgenell Asafu Alex corner, wasn't it? So...
No, it's turned into a big corner name, this now, isn't it? Very big corner name. But Marty's still having a great fight here with Cole Power. Oh, there's a spinning, it's Boss Man, it's Pickle. Matt, go on, say it for the hat trick.
He's in a bit of a pickle here, isn't he?
He is. And AlphaTauri a bit of a pickle here, Matt, because he's right at the bottom, both of them now. Yellow flag as well. Is that Alex again? I think it is. It is Alex.
Oh, he spun again, Pickle. He's just kept out the wall. He still tried to battle Carl Cohen into the chicane. Obviously, clearly, no team orders at AlphaTauri. And in doing so, he's lit his tyres up even more and dropped behind his teammate.
Alex has also spun again himself, but the battle for P2's heating up here as Hobbs lost out that P2 to the Mercedes of Carl. So finally, after 4 laps, Matt, the first change in the top 6, which is mental stuff. It took 4 laps for a change, but Carl has jumped Hobbs thanks to DRS. There was also another bit of a spin there for Alex, who isn't too far off being lapped here, which he won't let me to say, but he had another spin into the first chicane, so not a good start to this race at all for Alex of the Williams. But Hobbs under pressure now from your mate Doolittle, Matt, who's had a good start in the Ferrari.
He's had a cracking start. DRS activated now. Of course, the guys on the softs will fancy themselves for now. Resifi's obviously, well, I say he's a gap. It's 1.8 seconds. But...
Leon on Hedge. Hedgenell Safu and Alex corner. Nearly made it Hedgenell Safu, Alex and Leon corner, Matt, because he went completely off the track, but he's managed to save it, and now he's under pressure. So he's putting Danny Boy under pressure for that P6 spot, and I think he got him.
He has.
So he nearly lost the car, but in the end saved it, and resulting in that, he's managed to jump into the top 6, but he will be under pressure again now, down the straight, because DRS enabled. But Danny Boy's in a bit of a wobble there. That could help out Strauss. I think Strauss could get a movie on Danny Boy. But
maybe Danny Boy.
DRS, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, to be fair, he might come back at Leon.
It could be Leon that's in trouble here. He could get double Leon here. Could lose 2 places. I think he is going to lose 2 places, Leon. That's so cruel. The DRS train kicking into full life here with Captain Nick penalty spinning the pit lane. That's a rookie error. Now, not really spoke about penalties too much tonight, Matt, but they are quite common on this track, as we know from Monday. Only the one so far, which is a speed in the pit lane penalty, but they are quite common in terms of on-track penalties for track limits.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult track to avoid penalties. There's so many corners where you just want to push that little bit.
Wow, what a move by Ruff the next day on Tobes. That was an amazing move. I don't know too much about this guy. I think it may even be his debut tonight, but he's an interesting character. He's got an interesting name, and it's backing up the way he drives, because he's very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Chaotic, shall we say? I mean, it was a great move, that, but of course we've seen him have a few dodgy moments as well, Matt. So he could be one to look out for in this race, Mr. Ruff, because he's got a bit of pace about him, and to be fair, he made a lovely move on Tobes then.
Yeah, considering he's on the mediums as well, maybe the softs are going to start to drop off a little bit. I'm keeping an eye on the gap out front, and Resifi's still extending it. But maybe lap 8, 9, 10, we might start to see them soft tyres dropping off a little bit. Will's gone past Hobbsy, who's now dropped down 4th.
I'll tell you something, Pickle's got the ass on his teammate here. Can Pickle put Carl Cohen under pressure? I don't think he'll get him on this occasion, but don't forget, Pickle's a reserve. You've got no loyalties to Carl Cohen. Will he care who's top of the championship? Probably not. So this could be an interesting fight, this. Could you imagine an AlphaTauri collision? It'd be mental.
Imagine if it especially with
close to him.
Especially with Carl Cohen fighting for the championship. You don't wanna really be getting in the way of your teammate who's fighting for the championship, even if you are a reserve. Obviously, he's got no allegiances to AlphaTauri at all.
Oh no. A penalty for Carl, the first risking penalty of the night. But I'll tell you something at the moment, Matt. Pickle looks quicker than Carl Cohen here. Just on track pace, he looks a lot quicker than him. He's gaining rapidly. There's a yellow flag in front. It's another name to add to the list of the corner.
Oh, man.
It's now the Hedge, Nelu Safu, Alex and Tobe's corner. That's I can't keep doing this. We're going to be here all night, I'll be saying that.
We're gonna have to write it down, aren't we?
But I'll tell you something. Pickles gain on Cal Cohen very quickly here, Matt. I think there could be a move done on the straight on lap 8.
If there is, let's just hope it's clean. Maybe you know this. Maybe you know teammates. Maybe they're just DRS training each other along. You know, next lap, Carl Cohen will get the DRS, or maybe not. You can't, you know, Bossman can't exactly back off here. You know, he's got DRS. He's going to clearly get past Carl Cohen. Carl Cohen's not going to battle him back. But if you can stay with him, maybe they can sort of DRS slingshot each other back towards the pack because they are quite a few seconds back. So
I don't know, you know, Matt. I think Bossman's a lot quicker than Carl Cohen at the moment. Carl Cohen seems to be struggling a little bit here. Again, you know, he's a championship lead. I'm sure he can pull it out the bag. But at the moment, I genuinely think Pickle's a lot quicker than Carl Cohen. You know, he's pulled away a little bit already. I mean, Carl Cohen's still in DRS. Oh, he's not actually. He's out of the DRS range now. But at the moment, I think out of the Alpha Tauri drivers, as much as Carl Cohen like me saying this, I think Pickle's the quicker driver out of the two of them.
he doesn't
Which
have.
for Carl Cohen is not great, is it? He's not actually in the points at the moment, Matt. Which is crazy. I mean, now it's only 10th, and there's a long way to go in this race. Plenty of drama to come. But as it stands, Carl Cohen's getting nothing from tonight.
Yeah, you're right. He just doesn't seem to have the pace. I don't know what it is. And at the moment, he might need a safety car to bring him back into contention.
He's not in the DRS range of his teammate, is he? He's lost it. Has he lost it? He has. Yeah, he's 1.4.
So he's been dropped as well.
So, and very quickly, Tobes on the softs is starting to reel Carl Cohen in towards the top. He's got a penalty.
Saffron and Marty have made big contact. They've both kept it within the confines of the track, but Safu, I think he knows. He barged his way through that corner.
Sorry to interrupt, Matt, but the Aston Martin's having a battle as well. Strauss and Hobbsy are wheel to wheel here. One on the softs, one on the mediums, and Strauss, I think, has got past Hobbsy. Hobbsy come back? No, he won't. Hobbsy has got a penalty as well now, Matt, so him and Carl are the only two drivers on track to have a 3-second time penalty. Of course, Captain Nick's penalty is a 5-second penalty, but Hobbsy losing out to Strauss, who does look very quick on the softs, but Hobbsy got a good exit there and may have a look, but it's not an easy track place to overtake. Is that to yellow flag?
Oh no,
Marty. On that corner, I can't keep saying it. That corner is far too long now. But on the plus side, Matt, it makes me feel a bit more better about myself, knowing that a lot of these boys are losing it there as well. You know, take the positives, aren't you?
Yeah, and Marty's come out between the AlphaTauri drivers, so Carl Cohen's got another driver in front of him to contend with. So it's the Hedge, Nellis Safu, Alex, Torbs, Marty corner.
What a name.
Did all right there, didn't I? I'm quite happy with that.
Spot on that, mate. Here comes for P2 for Mercedes v Ferrari as Carl for now holds off.
It's gone deep.
Duel's got a good exit there. Softs v mediums once more, and I am thinking now that the medium tyre will start to be the superior tyre. And to be fair, as if he's not really pulled away from Carl. I mean, he has got 4 seconds, but I think he'd have hoped for more on the soft. Maybe I'm just being a bit critical there. I'm not too sure, but I don't know. What do you think? Is that a good gap, or would you have expected more at this stage on the softs?
I think that's a good gap. Obviously, the medium guys are going to go a lot longer. It depends. I mean, if a safety car come out now, it would work right into Recifi's hands. But if he pits and the medium guys obviously jump him and track position, and then there's a safety car, all these guys on mediums could pit later into the race and jump him.
Oh, Deluxe's gone! He saved it! Another one that nearly lost it on that corner. That could invite DC to make him in, but again, Sector 2 is a nightmare for overtakes. You're not going to get a move done there. But Dux is a very lucky boy. I don't want to jinx him now, but 9 laps in, it's been a very clean start to this race with no DNF. And again, I don't want to jinx that. But
you've absolutely
if I compare this to Monday in Tier 4, there was 2 safety cars by now and about 5 DNFs. So
and a lot more pens.
Tier 4 chaos. But yeah, I mean, 10 laps in, it's a mad start. Here comes Duel, who gets past Carl and gets ahead of him into P2 as Ruff once again putting his elbows out and flying past Cole. I love this guy, mate. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know if it's just his name, but I love him. What a legend.
DC's also got himself up to P12 past Deluxe.
Now I believe the softs do range from about lap 12 to 15, but you need to take him to 15 really to get a comfortable stint on the mediums. I mean, lap 12 I think is okay. So maybe Recife do will 4-star. Strauss will be looking to pit within the next sort of 3-4 laps potentially. As Danny Boy gets a pen. They are starting to creep in a little bit now. The penalties aren't they, Matt? Bit by bit.
They are. I do think now is probably the time we should expect them at the softs to start dropping off. Unless there's some unbelievable, I'm sure there is. I think Strauss is one I remember from last season, very good at tyre management. So, he might be trying to take them soft a little bit longer. I think lap 14 is the latest, or might be around about the time you want to get off them tyres. But we'll keep an eye on the interval times between softs and mediums. As Hobbsy is on the back of Strauss now.
Carl Cohen's lost time to both Tobes and Pickle, so clearly struggling. Anybody's in a pit. That gives Nelly Saffron spotters, like you say, Leon and Hobbs having a great scrap here down to Leon try to go for a dive. He's going to go for a dive. Oh, it's a great move. Absolutely brilliant. It's a very risky one.
Good racing.
But it paid off.
Yeah.
Massively. But I'm just looking at Cal Cohen, who is pitting early. That's an early pit stop, that. A very early pit stop. And then they won't get soft to the end, surely.
He's changing his front wing hedge. He must have had minor damage. That must explain it.
Oh dear.
He must have had minor damage.
Not quite going to plan for the championship leader at the moment, but he's still 21 laps, should I say, to more than. Well, I mean, no disrespect to you, man. I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, but this time on Monday in our race, you were nowhere near the top, were you? And you got a podium.
No, I was. So, I think I was last with 5 laps to go.
I think I was leading about now, and you was about 15th, and you got a podium. I got a DNF, so that's how things can change very quickly in F1.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah,
so.
don't rule out Calico. He's the championship leader for a reason. But I think it's safe to say he's got a lot to. He's in a bit of a battle here himself, Calico, and he's right behind the Ferrari of Trunders and the Alfa Romeo of Captain Nick's, and a bit of traffic here, Calico, and that will frustrate him a little bit more if he gets stuck behind these two, especially Captain Nick, who's on the old mediums. I'm just going to keep an eye on this battle because I'm always a long way behind Calico. This could be crucial in this race.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's why he was a bit slower, because he did have damage, or if he maybe just had damage before he pitted. But it is out of character for Carl Cohen to be at the back and be as slow as that. So I think that instant he was involved in at the very start, I think he may have chipped an end plate or something. Something minor. So it's really minor, but it's annoying enough to lose your lap time.
On the flip side, Nelly Saffron in a right battle here with the front runners in a bit of a train. Now, Trunders here could potentially be at risk of dropping 2 places at once here to both Captain Nick and Cal Cohen, who've both got DRS. Cal Cohen, of course, on the soft, looking for a double move here, and he might just get a double move. I think he will do. Trunders going to push him very wide there. Not going to make it easy at all for him, but he does get 2 moves for 1 there. Trunders going to come back at Captain Nick and spin off the track right into the wall. And how was he not out? How was he not out of the race there? He's lost his wing completely. Oh!
Just up ahead.
Captain Nick is out, and it is a safety car. So somehow Trunders isn't out of the race, but Captain Nick is out of the race. We've got a first DNF, and we've got a first safety car of the race, and Duel's just pitted, Matt. That could be perfect. That's absolutely perfect for Duel.
And Recife didn't.
Pit stop, Matt.
Had he just passed the pit lane? I think he probably did.
I'm thinking so, yeah. Nettles actually sticking out on the mediums, which you'd expect.
That's unbelievable. Recife could be the one man to lose out to everyone, because the safety car's come out at a point to which he's had to sit behind it straight away. He's just past the pits, and everyone behind him is jumping on fresh tyres. So, everyone on the softs, at least, the medium guys, and I said this earlier in the race, it's a bad time for the guys on the mediums, because Carl, Leon, Nelisafu, and Ruff the next day have to pit. And they're going to drop so far back once they pit. So Duwil is in a perfect position, Forza Ferrari. As is 4-star, and to be fair, Nelu Safu is going to have to drop back when he pits as well, which might be music to the ears of Carl Cohen. So,
and also 4-star, you mentioned, won here last season. Could it be 2 for 2? I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah, he's in a great position too, yeah.
Carl Cohen did jump Tobes, but only 16th. So he's got work to do here, Cal Cohen, and he's on the fresh softs, but of course, a lot of the drivers around him are on fresh softs now, so that advantage is gone for him. So it's going to be interesting to see how Cal Cohen picks his battles here. He's not been in the top 10 once this race yet, Matt, and that's a big statement for the champion leader, that's for sure. So, he's got work to do. On the flip side, Nelu Safu, is he in a tough position here? Because he's not pitted.
He is. I think them 4 guys on mediums, 12 lap load mediums, are in a horrible position. Recife, the unluckiest man in Imola, has to pit off his softs. He hasn't got a choice.
He has to, yeah, and Cal also pitting, which then in Cal pitting now.
The
What does
worst.
Cal go on to though? He goes on to softs. No, I don't agree with that. Again, I don't want to question Cal, but he can get them to the end. Surely to God.
He might need another.
There's only
safety
one
car.
man who I know is good on tyres, and that's Jack Bowie, who seems to do mental stuff on tyre strategy. He's not here tonight, of course, not in this tier, but why is he in this tier? Am I being fit? Where is Jack Bowie? I think he's meant to be here. I don't even know.
I think he stepped down, didn't he? I believe for the rest
Did
of the
he?
season. I think so. Yeah.
Mate, sometimes there's that many people here, I forget who's doing what's what. But he is very good at tyre strategy, Jack Bowie, and tyre management. We've seen him do some crazy things on tyres, so it'll be interesting to see how Carl will do. And Carl's not the only one, to be fair, Matt, that has opted for the softs. You know, there's quite a lot of them here that have put on fresh softs. Hobbsy, DC, Pickle, Marty, of course, with Cal Combe we've already mentioned. His softs are a little bit old, which makes things even more difficult for him. I'm going to put a bold statement out here, Matt. I don't think Cal Combe's going to get a point tonight.
I don't think Nella Safa's going to get a point either.
Could you imagine that?
I think
they go into next week it's same as it was with no points.
The top three. Well, I think they'll get a point, but not many. I think the top three are in a really bad position because they've got to pit. Obviously, they're hanging out for softs, but unless there's another safety car, they're going to have to pit and then drop all the way. But I mean, look at Recife, the unluckiest man in Imola. He, in an ideal world, would have pitted onto mediums under that safety car. He'd be right up there with Doolittle and Forstar, but because of the timing of when the safety car come out, he's dropped to 14th. If that's not bad luck, I don't know what is for Recife. And he's just behind Cal Cohen as well. So, you know, the guy who leads the championships just ahead of the guy who was leading the race.
I'm going to predict it now, like 32 or 32, Cal Cohen and Nelson have fighting for 15th at one point.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Now, interestingly enough here, Alex and Trunders are miles behind the pack. Alex, to be fair to him, has not been lapped. He's had a disastrous start to this race, but he's not been lapped yet. And he's still in the race. But even with one lap to go here, Matt, he's got a job to do to try and catch up because he's nowhere near. Do you think he'll do it?
I
don't know.
I don't know. How does it work with the safety car? Can it only be out for a maximum number of laps, or does it have to go in after?
I think the safety car is as generous as possible in terms of trying to let people catch up, and eventually it says to itself, do you know what? I give you 2 or 3 laps. I'm taking the mick now. I think it'll come in this lap. I'm pretty certain it will. If it does, I think Alex could genuinely be in trouble there, you know, in terms of catching it up. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But looking at where the rest of the pack is now, they're approaching Sector 2. He's only just crossed it, and he might be okay, actually. With being a long straight and he can catch up a little bit, he might be alright, but it'll be a push. And what it is doing is, it's playing at a risk of one more lap. I think it'll come in here.
I hope it does, for Alex's sake. I'd hate to be in his position where he's the only one who's so far adrift.
I think he'll catch up, won't he? He should do now, looking at it.
Worth a mention as well, one guy who I hope hasn't been screwed over by that glitch where the pit can sometimes change your tyres. Colt Paradox has opted for the hards, which I think is a terrible decision. Because, and you're right, Hedge, you're right about the safety car. It's in.
I think Alex may be okay.
He's just going to catch them. But Colt Paradox has jumped on the hard tyres. Now, I don't understand why he's done that, because the mediums can quite easily, if the softs can do 13, 14 laps, then the mediums can do 16, 17 laps. Was Colt Paradox on the
mediums or the softs at the start, can you remember?
Maybe if he was on mediums, then
the hard to get to the end.
It's the
and
safe choice, isn't it? Yeah.
But you're going to lose a lot of time regardless, aren't you, there, in comparison to the softs. But it is Leon who's going to get us underway. Now, he's second for now, but you don't fancy him at the moment in terms of the tyre strategy. Leon's gone pretty early. Alex did catch up, which is good to see. So with 19 cars still on the grid, we approach lap 16 and enter lap 16, the midway point of this Grand Prix. Now Mustafa currently second, hunting down Leon here and burning his battery to try and get that move done. But in the end, he stays behind.
Oh, there's a spin! Forstar!
No! Has he got damage?
It's hard to tell. I'd be surprised.
Has, but then again, it doesn't have to be visible, does it?
No, it doesn't. Oh, that's.
DC and Colt Paradox. Colt Paradox already getting overtaken on the hard match, which isn't a surprise. Oh, DC and Colt Paradox make contact! Wow. That could have been very, very messy there.
He's surrounded by
But it's
people
not
on
a surprise
softs.
he's getting over. Oh, that's Pickle just got damaged. I think he might have got damage from the back of Cole Paradox there.
He's going to sink like a ship here, and he's going to absolutely sink. And them tyres might not be up to ideal temperature. I mean, he's playing the long game, but if there's another safety car, then you know he's going to lose out because he might as well have jumped on softs. So
he's going to get overtaken again there by this time Pickle. A couple of penalties there as well. They are starting to play the part, but we are about to enter lap 17. The RS Course not enabled just yet. Nello Safu though, I mean, you got to wonder here how it's going to pan out for him. He's not pitted yet on the mediums. He currently sat in second place. He'll probably be hoping for a safety car a little bit later on to make his pit stop a little bit nicer. He's under pressure here, to be fair, as well, from the Williams of Ruff, who's burning his battery to try and get a move done. Won't get a move done on this occasion, but it'll be on the back of the Aston Martin driver. And for now, looks like Dool's fourth. But look at Danny Boy and Dool on the inside of Dool. We thought about it for a minute.
Well, he's trying to switch.
Backed away.
He's trying to switch back, hasn't he? I think
he's going to try and come back in and break late. But again, I think Dool's going to hold him off just for now, as towards the midfield, Cal Cohen is now stuck behind Cole Paradox, which he will not want at all. He'll want to get past him as soon as physically possible and try and gain ground. I don't think Cal Cohen's going to get to end on these softs either, Matt, personally. I don't think he will.
Well, that's
I'll be very surprised if he does.
Yeah, that's the risk, isn't it? Cal Cohen pitted before the safety car.
Ooh,
Tobes again. We don't have to add a new name. Don't worry. He's spun there already.
He's already gone. We're all right.
But yeah, Cal Cohen, he chose to pit and change his front wing, didn't he, before the safety car? So he might be a bit frustrated as well, because if he could have jumped on the softs on his safety car, there might be a chance he could have got them to the end.
DRS, here we go. Here we go, Matt. Game on. I mean, if you're Cal Cohen here, who's in a better position out of the two of them? Nello Safa and Cal Cohen. That's what I'd like to ask. Who would you rather be at this moment in time?
I'd rather be Cal Cohen. But then again, I mean, his softs are 6 laps old. If he'd have pitted under the safety car and put them softs on then, I'd have a bit more confidence that he'd make it to the end. But Nello Safu still has to pit.
Wow. Cole Paradox going for a mad move there on the hards, but he's like a sitting duck at the moment, Matt, isn't he, on the hards? He's dying.
He's frustrating.
In fairness to him, he is keeping... He is. That's the problem for Cal Cohen, because he's burning these soft tyres here to try and get past the hard runner, but at the moment he's failing to do so. And the problem is the DRS
Marty's out. Marty's hit the wall. He's still in the race, but he's spun at the same corner.
Wing. Another lucky escape there for him, in terms of not DNF him. But both McLaren's at the back, which isn't great for them. They're not in the points at the moment. McLaren. Cal Cohen, under pressure from Carl. Is Carl going to go for a lunge on Cal Cohen? He thought about it. But now quick, Carl's on the track. There's a little bit of contact between the two of them as well. But Carl's already shown us tonight that he's quick on this track. Is he quicker than Cal Cohen? Well, evidence suggests he is. So this will be interesting to see if Cal Cohen will lose the place, as Nello Sapo takes the lead of the race here, ahead of Leon. But of course, he's still yet to pit on the mediums.
They were 3 wide at one point there. There's a Haas, Danny Boy and Ruff are going wheel to wheel. Ruff has pushed him to the outside.
Oh
he really does get his elbows out.
Oh, thank God for ghosting, 'cause that'd have been an 8-car DNF lap.
Oh my word.
I mean, unfortunately, Danny Boy's pretty much killed his race, but thank God for ghosting, because that would have been very ugly then if that wasn't intact. And that would have been a chaotic collision there. And fair play to him for saving his car. I mean, he's got damage and he's at the back, but he's not out.
Oh,
of the
Strauss!
race. Strauss! He's not the race! Is he not out either?
He's not!
Cole Parks has gone as well, they've both gone! But not out! What? Damage on reduced?
That corner is way too long. It's way too long. I'm not going there, but yeah, both of them have
isn't
gone.
it interesting how it's Strauss and Cole Parks, the two rivals from last year, that have both gone on the same corner? But what is damage on reduced? I mean, what's going on here then?
Oh, has Strauss just been hit by Danny Boy from behind there? I'm not too sure. Maybe he just lost his back end a little bit, but...
Something happened to the Luxie as well. He's just lost 2 places for one there.
Cal Cohen's in the pits!
Pitting. Oh no. Something's happened with Luxie. I think they both pitted. It's all going off. It's all going off. I mean, it's mental, man. I've only had 1 DNF somehow. Oh, no, we haven't. Make that 2. Luxie in the pits is retired. Even so. Oh, Danny Boy's retired. That's in the pits as well. they're all dropping all of a sudden now. But I mean, it's turned into a bit of
They're
a
all
chaotic
giving
race,
up.
this.
Don't give up. Don't give up yet. There's still 12 laps to go,
Strauss,
guys.
a wing change and fresh softs for Strauss, who's going to be behind Cal Cohen, which is interesting. But what happened to Cal Cohen? I'm thinking possibly an incident with Deluxe that we missed. I mean, what do you do if you let loose halfway, mate? You got to pit soon, surely. Are you banking on a safety car?
I mean, if he wants to win the race or get a podium, he's got to bank on a safety car.
Rough.
If he wants to just finish ahead of Carl Cohen, he could pit now.
Oh, God. It's the two crazy boys, Matt. Rough and Pickle. Rough and Pickle.
No. They're in a bit of a rough pickle. DC's in a rough pickle because he's stuck behind them.
I've never seen these two races before, but I love them both already. They're amazing. They're chaotic. I mean, I love the PSNs as well. If there was a PSN of the Year award, it'd go to these two.
Rough's pit, just when we were about to see it.
Let's hope it's not a rough pit stop.
Oh, God.
For Rough. But Nelly Safu and Leon both staying out. Duel's having a great race here. Absolutely flying at the moment. And oh, Leon! Their mediums are going to be dying, aren't they? They've got to be.
They've got to be, yeah. They're waiting for a safety car, I think, but I wouldn't like to be on their mediums at the moment. Duel, like we said, as soon as he pitted onto the safety car, you know, fresh mediums to the end. He's in the perfect position. He'll inherit the race lead. Hobbsy behind's got a penalty. His softs won't last too much longer. Yeah, great position.
Just as a comparison, for Nelu Safu, Ruff was what? Ruff would have been 5th, wouldn't he? He's pitted for softs and come out 13th. It goes to show how big of a loss it is. He's miles off it now. So Nelu Safu and Leon, when they both pit, there's a chance Nelu Safu could come out near Cal Cohen, you know.
There is. That's why.
Really near him.
That's why they're hanging on for a safety car. But what's left in these medium tyres?
How long do you wait for? That's a problem, isn't it? That's the issue. You know, how long do you push and sorry, how long do you wait until it comes out? I mean, they're both staying out still, and Leon has got DRS on Nelu Safu, but Duel's also got DRS on Leon. So
here comes Pickle.
Could be under a bit of pressure here. Here he comes. Go on, Pickle. Go on, Pickle.
On Hobbsy. Oh. Late on the brakes. That was clean. That was lovely.
Hobbsy clearly doesn't like Pickle on his sandwich, does he?
No, he's been nowhere near it there.
More of an egg and cress Hobbsy, isn't he? Definitely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Who's your favourite here? I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. Could it be Pickle? Surely not. Could it be Pickle?
I don't think them softs will get to the end in good enough condition. I think it's Duwill's. Even if Bossman gets past Duwill, his softs are going to absolutely hit the cliff pretty soon. So if I was Duwill, I'd let him past. I'd let him by, because I know his softs are going to absolutely drop off a cliff. He's not taking them... Well, he could take them 10 more laps, but I dread to think what them softs will be like in 10 laps' time. So, yeah, if you need to let him pass, let him pass.
In other news, Cal Cohen setting the fast lap, Matt, which could be that 1 point could be the difference at the end of the season. So he's only 15th at the moment. He's not been in the top 10 all night yet, which is that doesn't seem real, that really. But yes, at the fastest lap though, and that could be a crucial point.
Look at the train
I'm sure
behind.
Safa and Leon want to be getting that fastest lap when they pit for their softs. But they're not pitting yet. I mean,
look at the train.
22 laps now.
Have you seen the train behind them? It's 8 or 9 cars long at this point.
It's a very long train with Carl at the end of it. As if he's not too far behind either. Hobbs and DC, they're quite close together in the championship, aren't they, for that battle for P4. So this could be interesting between them two as well as Pickle. Oh, Pickle. He's had a pickle there, Matt. He's had an absolute pickle.
No, that was the wrong time.
DC's had a wobble. He's had a pickle. And here comes Carl. Rough taking an extra point off Cal Cohen from getting the fast lap. That's a rough scenario for Cal Cohen. He loses out the fastest lap to the Williams driver.
Good God.
9 laps to go. Nelu Safa and Leon still yet to pit, which is...
DC's gone wide. DC's gone wide at that corner.
Did he mean that, do you think? Do you think he's let him do that?
I don't know. As if he's going to say thank you very much. Or is he?
It just felt to me like DC let him through. But again, it's a strange place to let him through, isn't it, I guess? So maybe I'm wrong with that. But would you blame him? I mean, look at the state of that. Something's going to happen soon with these lot, surely. You know, and when do these two pit at the front? They're still not pitting. I mean, how long can you gamble for? That's my worry for these two now. And the problem they've got is, if he doesn't come out, they're going to drop lower and lower, and more concern for Nelu. No respect to Leon, but he's a reserve. You know, he can probably afford to do this. Whereas Nelu Safu's got a lot on the line here. On the plus side for Nelu Safu, he knows Cal Cohen's not doing very well, Matt. So it might not be. It's a chance that both of them could score very, very low points, if not any, which would be I mean, if anything, it suits Cal Cohen more if that happens.
It does. Bossman, by the way, is absolutely all over the back of Duel. He's trying to harass him, harry him left and right. He's trying to push his way through. Will, to be fair, is keeping his cool, keeping his line, and is going to stay ahead of Pickle. So fair play to him for doing that. But the problem is, Nella Safu is... The top two are so slow at the moment, they're going to be holding up this train, and Cal Cohen will be gradually getting closer and closer and closer, so that when Nella Safu pits, they might very well be alongside each other.
I'm just wondering how long Nella Safu can take him, because... I don't know.
The leader...
Again, he knows a lot more than me.
The leader, Cal Cohen, is 30 seconds back from Nella Safu. Now, I don't know how long a pit stop is.
Oh, it's about that, isn't it?
I think it's going to be close, especially if they keep staying out.
Does he pit yet? Nope. Does Leon pit? Nope. They're both gambling, aren't they? Here comes Dougal, though. Could Nelu Safi be in trouble here from both of them? I don't think so, not this yet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trend at the moment.
Oh, Pickle! Oh my god, wow. He nearly turned Dougal into a pickle then. Wow. I mean, he's quick, but that was nearly too quick. He nearly absolutely cleaned out the Ferrari. I mean, he's hunting him down for dear life at the moment. But could it be Dougal's night in the Ferrari? I mean, he's still the favourite at the moment. He's in the plus side for Dougal is. The three behind him have all got penalties, Matt.
All got penalties. All have to either pit again or are going to be on softs that will feel disgusting by the end of this race. Yeah.
I just can't get my head around Nelu Safu. I mean, I get what he's trying to do, but I mean, Leon's made it even worse for himself now.
That's even worse.
Nelu Safu, I think, could be in. I mean, look. Let's say such a guy does come out, he's still in trouble. He's still going to be in a bit of trouble. I mean, how many will? I mean, maybe I don't know. How many will stay out if I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't be in trouble. Maybe that's just me. But...
I think everyone would jump on soft at this stage. Everyone.
Oh yeah, possible. Always not putting. He thought about it.
I think everyone would jump on soft.
26 laps on the medium. Is he going to pit at all? Is he going to lap 31 pits for soft?
He might do an Alex Albon at Australia. Honestly, he might. The safety car would literally mean so much to him right now. I can see why he's staying out. I can absolutely see why, as if he gets past Hobbsy. I can 100% understand why.
Oh, Pickle and Dougal again.
Oh, he's at the back of him.
For it.
He's at the back of Dougal.
Oh, I'll tell you someone else who could be on for a podium here is Rizifi. We know penalties.
Yeah.
Because he's in a good position here on a good set of tyres as well.
Same position as Dougal, really.
I mean, we mentioned Nelu Safi, Matt. I know you mentioned the others briefly, but there's a few here that could be on very hanging by a thread, shall we say, come the end of the race. Because look at the soft runners as well.
Yeah. Carl's got himself another penalty. Oh, Leon's gone!
Oh, Leo!
He's held it.
He's held it, but that's pretty much his race over, isn't it? He'll pick now, I bet.
Oh, Carl and...
Look at Carl.
Carl and Bossman.
He loves a scrap pickle, doesn't he? He absolutely loves a scrap. Love it, me.
That was
Love it from Pickle.
Almost car crash there into the chicane.
I'm sure Nelu Safi would have appreciated that, wouldn't he?
Oh, Bossman had a bit of a squirmy exit there. No, Safu's in.
Nelu Safu. He's had enough of the mediums, but where's he going to come out? Where's Cal Cohen then? Yellow flag. I'm going to say to you, I'll come out now. Nelu Safi would be absolutely buzzing. He'd won a lottery.
Torbs, he's just had a spin.
I'll tell you what, look at where Cal Cohen is, Matt. This could get interesting. You always said, didn't we, the fight for 15th might actually happen here.
It might. I'm keeping an eye on Carl. By the way, how was Strauss second last, by the way? Have I missed something?
Yeah, that spin, didn't he, before and lost his wing.
Oh, yeah, bang on, but oh my god.
They're going to be fighting. They actually are going to be fighting here, these two. Not, I mean, if we said before the race they'd been fighting, I don't think we'd have fought it for P13, but here we go.
Six lap fresher softs for Nella Safu. Every point counts, even if it is for P13. He sees his championship rival.
Do you ever envisage seeing these two fight for P13?
I didn't. And that's what it's going to be. Unless there is another safety car, maybe it could mix things up a little bit. But
I mean,
still leads, but
I mean, it might have 1 or 2 points, but that could be a different end of the season, couldn't it? You know, that's all it takes.
Oh, Bossman and Carl have just made contact in the penultimate corner. Carl went down the inside, contact between the two. These two are having an absolutely unbelievable scrap. And Carl is clear with DRS of Bossman, who's down to third. Will maybe start to pull away a little bit now. The mediums will be feeling a lot better than the softs.
What a battle. What a race. 5 laps to go here in round number 11, I believe.
We're going to see it hedge.
Tonight.
Carl Cohen's had a bad exit.
Oh. The 2 Champions League battling out for P13 who'd have thought, yeah. But there you go. Nelly Safo gets it. And that's all it takes, Matt, you know. As it stands, he'll gain a couple of points on him there, won't he? It won't be a lot, but it's a positive for Nelly Safo.
Absolutely. He's 3 seconds back from Ruff. Will he catch him? I don't know. Will he more overtake?
What I would say is, I think both of them will be a little bit disappointed because they missed an opportunity here for one of them to really have put their foot down on the championship tonight. You know, I mean, Nelly in 30th, Carl Cohen in 40th. If one of them was to have had a really good race and won the race, it'd have been a big gap at the top, wouldn't it? With only 3 races to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all come from qualifying, didn't it? It all stemmed from qualifying.
I just realised Leon's not pitted yet. He's still on the mediums. 27 laps. Oh, Nelu! Oh, Nelu. Nelu. Oh dear.
Will's about to lose the lead. Them softs are holding on because Carl has got past him on the straight and for now has the lead.
6 seconds of penalties, Matt.
Razifi on Bossman. Not quite.
Yeah, Carl does have 6 seconds of time penalties, so at the moment it still favours Will. Now let's have does get fastest lap though, so does gain a point for now. You know, he won't get a point. Well, he's not in the top 10.
No, he is almost 3 seconds clear of Carl Cohen already though, so that penalty might not make a difference. He still might finish in front of him, at the moment at least.
Who'd have thought that these two wouldn't get a top 10 by the end of the race? Mental. Absolutely mental stuff. And to be fair, I'd tell you what, we need to give a bit of credit to here, is Alex, because he was nearly lapped at the start of this race. He had an awful start, but he kept going, and he's in 9th for now.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's why you should just stick in the race. Stay in the race.
Never
Absolutely.
give up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Getting a bit of singing as well. I'm getting a lot tonight.
Alex turned his race around and he came 9th. Doing Williams proud.
I'm going to timestamp this.
Scoring them good points. Alex turned his race around and he came 9th.
Right,
well, he's not 9th yet, of course.
1 hour 42. I'm going to timestamp that and keep that. That's a collector's item.
Here comes 4-star on Leon. I mean, Leon, to be fair, their medium's 29. Is Leon not pitting today? He's like, you know, I'm going to finish the race and get the SQ, who knows? But he's still fighting Leon now. Even, it's just messy.
Oh, no!
And you just knew it. You knew it. I just knew what was going to happen.
All his hard work undone, and he's just...
Leon.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's going to pit now, eventually, surely. Oh, he's going again. Leon, no, Leon. He's waiting for Carl Cohen here. He isn't all.
Oh! He's just cleared him. Can you imagine?
Look at the gaps at the front. There's nothing in it between this top 4, of course. Imagine if penalties weren't a factor here. It'd be crazy because Rezifi here, Matt, had a bad spin before, but he's still on for a P2 at the moment. Maybe even a win if he can gain on Will very quickly. But Bossman, to be fair,
what a run from Rezifi.
He's making things more difficult for Rezifi. I want to try and gain on Will, but he's running out of time here. Rezifi, should I say?
Rezifi was clever there. He tried to get past him through the chicane, realised he was going to be behind him. He wanted the DRS. So Rezifi just, took his foot off so that he got the DRS, and that's clever.
Have we got a battle for the win here, maybe, with 2 laps to go between Will and Rezifi? Potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, at the moment, Will's being helped by Carl's DRS. Rezifi looks quick here, There's also a battle between 4-star and Hobbsy. 4-star is kind of ahead of Hobbsy.
Safu's just gained a position on Ruff. I think the one place you want to get past Ruff is on the straight. And he's got past him on the straight clean. So that's even more points that he's going to gain.
Oh, Leon's pitting. Well done, Leon. 30 laps in it. Well done, mate. Finally put some fresh tyres on, and mediums will be straight in the bin, won't they?
Cracking effort.
Great effort. Unfortunately, he won't get a point, will he? Tonight, now. By the looks of it. But unless there's any late drama.
He won't. And looking at the the current gaps, Carl has 6 seconds. He'll drop to 4th, which means Dual Recife and at the moment Bossman will be on the podium at 9 seconds. Oh, what a curse! He's going to drop even further back. Again. DC, if he can get within 3 seconds of Bossman, might be in for a podium.
Oh, we come on for a last lap battle for the lead here, because Recife is gaining on Dual very, very quickly, Matt. This could get interesting.
Has he got? He's got DRS as well. He's got
none of them have got battery either. They both lost battery.
It is going to be between Dual and Recife.
Be okay. I think Dual could be okay, because there's not really any other opportunities now, is there, really? A lot of them was to force something. Oh, yellow flag looks like one of the McLarens who's not had a good night tonight at all.
That's a shocker.
But could still potentially see a battle for the lead, for the win. I mean, Dual's not going to be far away. But he's looking in his mirror and seeing a very quick Alfa Romeo there that might want to go for a last sort of corner lunge on him. Who knows? Well, won't be the first time this season we've seen a last lap battle for the win. Maybe it could happen again here.
He's gaining on Dual. Dual's not exactly...
This is scary. This is scary for Dual. If you're Dual here now, you're absolutely panicking. Because this Alfa Romeo is flying behind you. And giving it everything. We've literally, 4 or 5 corners to go with that.
Dual's got a little bit more. Oh, Recife's just had a...
That could cost him.
Bit of a poor exit, and that might be it. Dual still not using his ERS. I think he's saving it for the actual line, which is clever, to be fair.
Pasquini, he's still thinking to bring it home, Dual, just. And I say just by literally nothing. Gonna get a late DRS here, though, isn't he? Oh my god. Surely not. No, wasn't enough. What an effort. But well done to Dual and Recife there for a great battle. And Pickle!
Look at Nelasafu!
Pickle gets on the podium!
Nelasafu's at the back of a 4-car train. Is he going to nick another point? Every point could be massive, but he's just fell behind this train. And Ruff's had a rough finish.
Oh yes, bloody hell. It's a very rough finish. And Strauss, a poor night for him tonight as well. Only coming home in 15th. He'll get a point, though, of course, for that. But the big news really there, Pickle on the podium. Love that, Pickle. Love that.
Pickle on the podium.
A pickle podium.
A pickle podium. A pickle podium.
Peter Pike had a pickle podium.
Yeah. He did indeed. And Nelasafu, I mean, if you're Carl Cohen, are you kind of happy that he's only finished 2 places? Because it could have been a lot worse.
I think for Carl Cohen there, you take that as a positive. I think you think of it as a pretty much dead race for the two of you.
So who's it a better result for?
I mean, Nelasafu, because he's gained points on him.
Would you not say Carl Cohen? Because Nelasafu could have easily finished on the podium, and then that would have been a really bad night for Carl Cohen.
I think it could work either way. On the one hand, Nelasafu has gained a couple of points on him, which could be the difference at the end of the season. He wasn't watching anyway, was he? So was it 13 points between the two before tonight? So it'd be marginal still, but has gained a couple. But on the other hand, like you say, Carl Cohen will take it because it's a race closer to the championship, and Nelasafu has not really gained an advantage on him tonight. So it could work either way. Who is your driver of the day, Matt?
Ooh, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'm not too sure. I kind of want to give it to Alex.
That's a fair shout.
You know, Du will obviously benefit from the safety car, as did Recife. Bossman did really well in the AlphaTauri, forced out a solid race. But looking at them top level drivers, to be fair, Trunders, I mean, what, 18th to 8th? That's a cracking race from him. So Alex or Trunders. I just know Alex was almost lapped, wasn't he?
Yeah, my vote's going to Alex. I think, like you say, he was pretty much dead and buried at the start of the race. And you've seen quite a few give up tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, I do like it when someone obviously sticks out in there.
And like I say, he's not giving up, and he scored some pretty solid points there. P7's a good result. Something like he got a P15, he got a P7 there, which is that double figures in points. That might be 12 points that are along them lines anyway. So it's a good result for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alex. I think we're both agreeing on that. I think stay in the race, stuck to the end, got a good result.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, Duel would have been my vote otherwise.
Yeah.
But I think, like you say, it's good to sometimes reward people that keep going, because you've seen there tonight, proof was there that it's easy to give up, and he didn't give up, so fair play to him.
Yeah, it would have either been him or Trunders. I think they both did really well staying in the race and getting through. But Alex finished ahead, so sorry,
Well done,
Trunders.
Alex.
Liam, my good man, who is in the comments by the way, I've seen his comments. Yeah, we'll give it to Alex. I've asked to see who's up for interview, so we'll see.
Okay, mate. Got an awful cough, me. Not good. Not good.
Oh, it's not the coof, is it?
No, it's not. Don't you worry about that. Like or me, mate.
Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Can I answer that question on the stream? No, I'm not joking.
I'm trying to think.
uh,
Could you invite Razifi?
Of course I can.
He's up for an interview.
Well, dead chugs, mate. We get around a bit, don't we? You know, we do a lot. We're very busy animals.
You do. Very prickly.
Well, no comment.
PG, away.
Let me try and quickly get him in. Is it only Rizzifi you want? One of the rest not said anything?
I've invited all three, but only Razifi has said yes so far. I'd like to get Bossman in because I want to just ask him about his name.
Yes, I agree. Completely agree.
Bossman.
I think we'll get Rizzifi in. I have added him to the.
Dool's up for it as well.
Speak. Okay. Dool's put if I can speak. That is the point of an interview. Have I froze here? I think I froze, Matt. Hello?
No, I can still hear you. Still got you.
I've got a black screen now. I don't know what's happened here. Oh dear. Oh, we're back. We're all right. Whether I can add him or not, I'm not too sure if it's having it. To be honest with you.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try again one more time. But it was playing. It does this sometimes. As if he is here, but I've got a nat type. I don't actually think I can hear him at the moment. Whether you have as well, Matt, I'm not too sure. But he's got like a circle on my screen, like he's loading in.
I can't hear
Never an easy moment, is he, on the stream?
No, I can't hear Razifi quite yet.
I'm here. Just taking a while to load in.
Oh, have we got him?
Yep, should do.
Razifi, hello. How are you doing? Congratulations on your podium tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to check if my voice is on share real quick.
Yeah, good shout, mate. That was a good shout.
Okay,
I've invited the other two, Hedge.
Right.
So
Okay. Take it away, Matt. Take it away. Don't be shy.
I'm just checking his voice is on share.
Oh, okay. All right.
We don't want to waste the interview. Not be heard on stream, Hedge. Come on.
Sorry. I think he's good to go.
Are we all good, Razifi?
Yep.
So yeah, congratulations on the podium tonight. Obviously from pole position as well. You were unbelievably unlucky, I believe, with the safety car and the timing of that. Just talk us through the race and your strategy and how it all played out from pole.
Well, I was going to extend on the softs to wait for a safety car, and then I saw two crashes ahead of me just as I was crossing the pit, and I just prayed it wasn't a safety car, and it was, and I was too late. So I was complaining like crazy. I was throwing my controller across the room because I was so angry that I just lost the race because of that. But then I managed to somehow have the pace throughout the race. Didn't get a penalty, which helped towards the end, getting that P2. Yeah, overall, very happy with the race, with the mistake. Well, not a mistake, the stupid game thing.
Yeah, what was it that happened then? Did it, as you went past, did the safety car come out just after you passed the pit lane, and then the safety car was just there and you had to stick behind it?
Well, it was as I passed the entry, it like, you know, when it goes yellow, I was just hoping it didn't say safety car, and it did. And then I just tried to beat the safety car and I didn't get it. So yeah, very annoying when that happened.
Yeah, well, at least it got you back up to Peter, and obviously not getting pens around a track like Imola is so important. Were you close at the end there? Did you have a couple of warnings in hand, or?
I had two from like lap 13. So yeah, the whole race is just trying to be consistent. And that one, as you know, like just after sector 1 finishes, the one that you're coming up the hill and you go like left quickly.
Yeah.
That one, I thought I could have got at least 3 warnings there, but the game just didn't give it. So I was very lucky.
Well,
Lovely honesty.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out well for you in the
I
end, though,
mean,
because
no,
we
I
were
didn't.
saying, weren't we, Hedge, how unlucky he was when that safety car came out. We couldn't
We
believe
might,
it.
yeah, we might have to report him for that. Look into that now. He said that.
No, I didn't. That was someone else.
Oh, well done, mate. Very well done.
Yeah,
Great
well done,
result.
mate. And going from a guy who was very unlucky on the safety car, one guy who was very lucky in terms of the timing of it was Do-Will.
Yep.
Congratulations, mate. I, being a Ferrari driver as well, I'm absolutely delighted with the
Oh, here we
result.
go.
But
Here it is.
Forza
Oh,
Ferrari
yeah.
for the constructors.
Just to confirm, as a commentator, you're meant to be, you're meant to back a team. You're meant to be neutral. So, poor from you, that, mate.
I just like the red car, mate. That's all it is. I like the
See
red
how
car.
it is, see how it is.
But yeah, Do-Will, congratulations on the win. Just talk us through your race as well. Obviously, safety car couldn't have timed better for you as well.
Yeah, the timing of the safety car was like just frame perfect. The safety car just the sign just came up right at the moment I was at the entry, so I just have to dive in the pit and take the medium to TV, and yeah, it's so lucky. After like 1 year and a half racing on this on F1 game, I think that's the luckiest safety car I ever had.
There must be a
Sometimes
theme
you
this
get that
week
luck,
with
though.
must be a theme this week, wouldn't there, with Ferraris and lucky safety cars, eh, Hedge?
Well, yeah, you on Monday and then Do-Will tonight, yeah. Whether Ferrari have paid the I mean, it is Italian, isn't it? So there's a good chance. But, Do-Will, a great result for you again. I mean, we all know you've got ridiculous pace and you can win races and win championships. Yeah, like you say, a bit of luck, but you need a bit of luck sometimes. It's all well and good being quick on track, but as Matt knows, just pointed it out, you need a bit of luck sometimes to get a good result and to win a race. What was it like at the end, having the pressure of Rosifi right behind you?
I won't gonna lie, I was shaking.
One more lap, mate. You may have had you there.
Yeah. I plan to stick behind Carl to get the DRS and just get towed by him. So that's why I didn't fight Carl when he overtook me. I was just like, yeah, take the lead, bring me home. I don't want to fight. Just leave me alone.
Very well done to both of you for a great battle, and it could have gone either way at the end, but yeah, very close and a great battle. Well done to you both.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll move on. I think we've got to move on to the main event now, Mr. Pickle.
Is he in? Is Mr. Pickle
I
in?
think he is in. I think he is.
Hello.
Here he is. First of all, mate, don't even talk about F1 just yet. Where's your name come from? Why are you called Pickle?
Oh, I always get asked that. Well, my name's Paul. Bossman.
Hi, Paul.
I
Hi,
forgot about
Paul.
that. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, kind of my nickname was Bossman P, and I was being called Bossman P by some very close friends. And for some reason, they didn't have Bossman P available in the game, so I had to call myself Bossman Pickle. Just kind of felt right, Very random,
love
It's just one of them things,
Well,
isn't it? Just one of them
Why not like
things.
Bossman Pineapple though? Why Pickle?
Yeah,
You know,
no, that's a good one as well. Yeah, you should call yourself
or
that.
Bossman Pizza. There's loads, isn't there? Oh. We'll try and ask him some F1 questions. The guy has just got a podium.
Yeah.
Is it your first ever race in this league tonight?
It is.
Or
I
have you-
was gonna say thank you very much, guys. It was honestly, it was a great race. It was probably the best league race I've ever done since I've started this game. So
not
yeah,
bad to get a podium on your first race, mate. It's some going.
I really enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks.
And in a tough tier as well. I'm sure you'll know. Obviously, you've only done one race, but I'm sure you found out pretty quickly that it's some very quick drivers.
There are, yeah, and it was a lot of hard racing today, but it was all completely fair. And I just love that.
Great to see. And like I say, you got a podium on your first race. So I mean, obviously as a reserve driver, there's always opportunities for full-time seats, and when you're getting results like that, you're gonna give yourself a good chance. Maybe going into next season as well. You never know.
Exactly. Hopefully, I can get a full-time seat and show up every week.
I can see it this time next season, Matt. 3 races to go. Pickle for the championship.
Pickle for championship.
Pickle
Love
for
it.
championship.
Pickle for the championship.
No.
What I will say though, is
Well, thanks to
we
you,
loved how he raced though, didn't we, Hedge? We loved his style of racing.
We
Aggressive.
did. Wasn't shy. Loved it. Well, I say clean. It wasn't. Sometimes you got, it's getting that balance, isn't it? Because sometimes you can race aggressive, but you lose that sort of clean factor. But I didn't have any complaints with the race you raced that. I
That's
mean,
good,
I said
yeah.
from the start, you and there was even one, Matt, who we mentioned very quickly. There was another one.
Oh,
was either reserve who we
Another
mentioned.
cracking name, wasn't it?
How can we forget? We forgot on the stream who it was.
It,
That's shocking.
It was rough the next day one.
It was, and he was the same. You and the other reserve were very good and very. The way you raced was great. Loved watching
Perfect.
it. So a pleasure to speak to you, mate, and hopefully we'll speak to you again very soon.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully next race, yeah.
You'll race win next week. There you go.
Yeah, that'll be good. Thanks, guys.
Well done, mate. Take care, pal.
Cheers. See ya.
Cheers,
See you,
guys.
mate.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much.
It's not often that. It's not often. See you later, mate. It's not often we get all three of them joining us for an interview. So well done to all three of them for joining us. I mean, and nice to speak to somebody new as well, Mr. Pickle. We even found out why he was called Pickle. So you learn, education, Matt. There you go.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But
There
yeah,
you go.
what a great race around Imola. Yeah.
3 rounds to go. The top two in the championship, not really at the best tonight. I think that's safe to say. But on the plus side, for them both, none of them took advantage. So it's wide open still with races to go. Next week we're in Baku, where, as you know, the margins are very fine.
They certainly are. They certainly are. All it's done is tightened up the title fight a little bit, which I think is just only a good thing for everyone.
Oh yes.
As a neutral, so that's awesome, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye. If I don't come again before the end of the season, Tier 2, I'll definitely be keeping a firm eye on the racing. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, if you don't come and say again this season, mate, obviously I don't know what the script is and what'll happen, but it's been an absolute pleasure, and it's nice that we've managed to. Well, obviously I know we're commentating another league together. I won't say the name, quite a popular league, wink wink, but and it's the first time all season we've commentated in Cone together, which is where it began for us last year, of course, in Tier 3, so it's nice. And, you never know, who knows, it might happen again. I'm sure it will happen again at some point.
I'm sure it'll happen again.
We got a good race, didn't we, for it? It was a good race, and it's made things very interesting with 3 races to go. And this time in 3 weeks we'll have a champion.
We will. It's the business end of the season, and it's getting a little bit tense in all the tiers. I can assure you of that. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you join me and Matt. It's a bigger race for Matt than it is for me on Monday in Baku, but make sure you join us on Monday night. I'll just say join us. It's not us. We're not commentating as we drive. Don't worry. You'll have other commentators for that. That's on Monday at 8. And if you're watching us now, why are you still here? Go and watch Tier 1. They just started, I believe. So if you're still here, I don't know what you're still doing here. Watching me and listening to me and Matt. Go and watch Tier 1.
The views did plummet at one point. I'm sure that's when the Tier 1 race started. I'm sure the head admins will want you to go and watch them and not listen to us now. So if you are still here, what are you doing? Go and watch your Tier 1, boys. But Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure as always, mate. Yeah, same to you, buddy. And yeah, hopefully we're going to have a great end to the championship. Let's look forward to Baku.
Yeah, let's do it. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.